It seems today that all we see are useless magic trailers you can't believe. So where are those informed, honest people who help you choose what to buy? With PropDog you can always rely. PropDog are a team who will always aim to please you. Integrity and service that you can't deny. It's time for PropDog Live!
Yeah! Hello and welcome back. Before we go any further, Alex,
Yeah.
would you like to see a trick?
Oh, go on then.
Yep.
You don't get to see enough
Okay.
here.
Oh, I'll tell you what. See this?
Oh,
Grab
yep.
hold of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and lift it up. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Lift it up.
Yep.
Okay. And on the count of 3, lift it down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Down. And
Oh, my God.
Hello, Jason.
Hello!
God, that's the worst magic trick I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
scary
Let's
stuff.
reverse that one. Don't buy that one. It's not worth it.
Morning, send it back to Murphy's.
Can we produce anything good?
That could be called I'll Be No.
Oh,
I'll be back. Hello!
Jason's back.
So Jason had enough of teaching. He decided to come back and join us. You know, it just wasn't. You know, the grass wasn't greener on the other side, was it?
No,
Yeah.
to be fair, this week it's been 34 degrees in my classroom, and you're
lovely
the only
stuff.
place I know that's got aircon. So,
It's nice to
So
know
I'm
that.
back.
It's nice to know, like all teachers, you've learnt the art to moan.
oh yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
So
I've
that
just
is it,
come,
isn't
I've
it?
literally come
Moan,
straight from
I've
a
got
gig as well,
Kids,
which is
kids. I've got holiday. I got finished work at 3:15. Oh, I mean, you know,
got a
but
shit
you still moan
load.
about it. You still moan about it. Ridiculous.
I do. I've got friends like this.
Right, well, you said your hello. You can bugger off now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, stop the show. Stop the show.
What?
Oh, something's gone wrong. Hang on. Whoa, hello. Ah.
He's not got his kombucha.
Oh my God! No wonder it.
Oh, that was lucky.
Oh,
That was
genuinely
nearly a
thought-
disaster
I genuinely
for a
thought
minute.
something had gone wrong.
That was nearly a disaster. Oh, hang on. I've got broken glass here.
yeah.
Something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've always got my Pepsi Max to hand. No mistakes
Oh,
there. you
really?
see. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a drink
How much you
sponsoring
pay for
me.
that, by the way?
Sorry.
How much you pay for that?
I don't know. You bought it.
It's
Why
like,
more than this?
it's like Dave is sponsored by kombucha and Alex is sponsored by anything but.
I mean, I might get a SodaStream T-shirt. I need to push the SodaStream.
That
I think
soda
that'll
stream's
be-
been sat there since we did the live, and you've not used it once.
I know. That's because I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy.
Lazy
to
to
do
use
that.
a soda.
I know.
All right,
Oh,
let's
sorry,
get on with the
good
show. Okay, well, yeah, hello everyone, and nice to have you joining us. And Finley says who? We had a chat the other day saying we should create a competition for anybody who can beat Finley to be number one now. Yeah, should win a prize because yeah, Finley. I mean, come on, talk about consistency now. It's just
Yeah.
he's got so good at it.
Yeah.
No one can come close. He is
I'd
a
almost
master.
argue he
master.
doesn't have a life.
Pete Mitchum's
That'll go when
there.
you
He says
start
hi.
meeting girls.
Yeah.
Robert Van Buren, Rebecca's there. She says hi. Dalian's there. Frank Valenti says happy Friday, friends. And to you, Frank. And Ottar says, hey everyone, hope you all had a good week. We did indeed. Thank you, Ottar. We had a very good week. Things are slowly starting to get back to normal. Well, we had a good week, except me accidentally paying for a
saw
bill. Yeah, so for Richard Young, we bought some changing cards. Had a little bill through for £603. Which I decided to pay on my phone because the computer thing wasn't working and I wasn't wearing my glasses and I pressed the decimal point but not properly pressed it and I just presumed it went through with the decimal point and I paid him £60,000.
Hang on. Wasn't there someone who
60,000.
accidentally charged a customer?
Hold on, so
a
you
lot?
multiplied it by
And
100?
didn't he
No.
have to do a forfeit of some sort
I
because
got-
he had to did
he
that?
did.
He did. So I mean,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not saying.
Well,
that
one,
you know,
it was a customer that he did it for, and two,
Well, I mean,
he
he's
was my employee and I'm the boss.
Richard Young
and-
comes in. Richard Young comes in and buys stuff all the time. I think.
All right, I'll do a forfeit. I'm happy.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was it? Was it Simon? Was it? I can't
No, it
remember.
was Dan.
So there you
Oh,
go.
Dan Ball,
There you go.
that's
If
right,
you've
yeah.
got a good forfeit
Yeah.
for Dave, leave us a note.
I'm up for that.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it takes a
There you
lot
go.
to fade him though.
Yeah.
Old ex-marine and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, make it bad.
Just not spiders, please. Don't say
Oh,
spiders.
don't you believe that?
But yeah, no, I certainly paid somebody 60,000.
Never did that with the wages, did he?
All it was is the decimal point. If you think about £603.54,
Yeah, you've multiplied it by 100.
not multiplied it. I just didn't have the decimal
Well,
point in.
yeah.
With
So,
the wages, it was always the decimal point was the other way.
Yeah, I know.
That
Yeah,
was
it's
supposed
after
to
a
be-
decimal point when you need it. Point.
The problem was I couldn't reverse the transaction. on my side. Richard couldn't reverse the transaction, so he had to pay it back. But when he tried to pay it back, they blocked him from his account because they thought he was doing fraudulent activity because he could only use certain amounts. So
I saw he paid it back in chunks, didn't
Yeah, it took 2 days to get it back to us, and God knows how much time for poor Rich. But if you're watching, Rich, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
It's funny because
at least you remember PropDog. Huh?
You used to pay me.
I'm surprised you answered your phone, Richard. I wouldn't have done.
Yeah. I just wondered why sometimes you paid me 10p and you meant to do like 10 grand.
No.
No? Okay.
10p an hour was your wage.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, got you. Forgot about that.
But other than that, it's been a good week. I think something else happened. What else happened? I can't remember what it was now. Something happened, but my computer broke. Yeah, I had to get my computer all fixed, but
that's not a good week.
No, it cost me 500 quid. I had to get a new computer.
So it's not been a good week.
It's been a good week besides that.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, well, we had a quiet day Tuesday. That
Optimistic.
was a pretty bad day, but Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and today have all been good. What more can you ask for?
And then I came in.
Amber says, hello PropDog, what's the biggest achievement of the week? Coping with the sheep? No, coping with Jason being
Getting your money back.
Happy birthday to you too, Charlie. Raza says hello, Raza.
Hello, Raza.
Hello, Raza. Raza saying hello, Raza to himself.
Yeah.
Chris Goodness says, watch it everyone. Hello, Chris. And being too hot, says Robert. I love this heat. Tell you what, I'll take this heat over cold any day of the week.
I'm fine. I'm fine on the boat because I can literally, I can sit on my sofa and just have the water lapping up across my knees, gradually going up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfect for me.
Bailing a bit out.
Occasionally bailing a bit out when it's getting too low.
Is it tidal, the Thames?
It is, but not where you are, is it?
No.
It's tidal after Richmond, yeah. So after Richmond and going west.
So you've got a pretty sort of standard level of water in your boat the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like one of those when you go swimming and you walk through the water bath bit before you get into the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice, no verrucas in Alex's boat.
Happy Friday, Prop
You just have to buy
Dodgers.
things that float and you're fine.
Finley says hi, Jason. Adrian says afternoon all, especially Jason.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Especially Jason.
Yeah, you all know.
Should be especially Alex and Dave, and Jason kind of hello because he doesn't really work anymore.
Nah, I don't work here. I'm just here.
Don't work anywhere.
Jason, love hearts. Mistress says Amber.
Hello, Amber.
Hans says hello, my friends. Lovely PropDog Friday again. Always great to great end to the week. Look forward to. That reminds me, you didn't bring in the book. We need the book. Sorry,
it's at Jason's house.
Yeah, I can't make the bottle until I get the book from Alex. So I need to get all the details.
I've still got some books at your place.
Because we take me home and get them after this then.
We don't have any of the books here, so I've got to rely on Alex getting the book so I can get all the dimensions and everything for your bottle.
Yeah,
but once Alex has brought it back, then we'll make the bottle, Hans. I haven't forgotten, don't worry.
It's my fault, Hans. Basically, it's my fault.
Yeah, unless you want to take photos and send us pictures of everything in the book that we need to know.
Is it the Regal book?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the the whole
bottle,
bottom, yeah. OMG, Jason fully dressed as Arthur.
Until the After Dark version.
Kind of scrubs up a bit, doesn't he? Yeah. Come on.
I've just done a gig. This isn't what I normally just rock around in.
Yeah, there's nowhere near that posh. Afternoon all, says Walter. Afternoon to you, Walter too. Howdy, Jason. Nice to see you, says Frank.
Hello, Frank.
Christian says hi, Jason. Jason, says Charlie. Rebecca says the gang's back together. Robert says you could have produced something better, Dave. Yeah, sorry, Robert.
Cheers, Robert.
I need to work
Thank
on
you.
that. Yeah, pretty lame production. Yes, Jason, says Raza.
Oh my God, that sounds. There's something about
Raza.
that sounded wrong.
Raza has a 2,500 paragraph A4 sheet of paper questions to ask you, so he's just
all about Jason.
Yeah.
That's a very small font.
Yes, Jason.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to read it.
We'll read out.
Okay.
Hello, Jason. Nice to see you again, says Hans. Guess what? Welcome, Jason. Have you tried Dave's kombucha yet?
Once or twice. I actually really like it. To be fair.
The kombucha isn't a new thing, Chris. Been around 3 years now, I think.
Been around longer than I have.
Yeah. Robert says, Jason, looks like you've had a lot. You've put on some weight.
Don't know.
Yeah,
The last few weeks I've had a lot of gifts brought in.
He says you look like you put on a hell of a lot of weight. Yeah. He mentions 4 stone.
Oh, right. Yeah. What does it actually say?
Looks like you lost some weight.
Oh, maybe. It's probably stress.
Yeah. It's all those bookshelves.
Let's put it this way. I used to try and get on your Apple Watch you can do the calorie thing.
Yeah.
I used to have to do I hate like a high intensity workout to reach that, and I do it most days before I've even left school now, just because I'm standing up continuously. So maybe.
Good to see you, Jason, says Bob Tirada. Matthew Colley, only just finished on an all-day gig and got a good hour and a half drive home. You can keep me company. I'm listening, I'm not watching. Matthew, watch out, behind you! Amber says, kombucha! Rebecca, Sam and I are on our way. It's been stuck in traffic for over an hour. So
do you know what?
That is literally the queue of people trying to get here.
I knew
It's overwhelming.
We're just about to shut down early now, Rebecca, so it's been a long waste of a journey.
I'll go and pull the banner down. I saw Sam and Rebecca have been in quite a lot on the lives. It's great.
Yeah.
And I saw the very awkward proposal episode, and I was just cringing.
I haven't been forgiven for that yet.
No, I'm not surprised.
Oh, well, you're right. Hans says, only half a bottle of kombucha. How is this evening going to end? I know, but I've got loads more at home. Hans, I've been drinking it all day, that's all. It's been hot, so I've been drinking more kombucha than normal. I usually save a bottle or two for the lives, but I'm down for my last bit. Amber says, Alex put gravy in soda stream for Sunday dinner. Craig says, hello buddy, I hope you're well. He says, at a wedding, just finished close up, waiting to start a cabaret, and I get a chance to watch PropDog live. Life is good.
Hello, Craig.
Hello, Craig.
It's Craig's first booking apparently.
Craig was brilliant the other day when he was on. I really enjoyed that live. That was great.
Craig, we're reviewing this, Craig, the old My Greats by Rubinstein. It's very good.
Well, speaking of reviews and stuff, are we reviewing Fly? So Craig's just reviewed Fly.
Fly, yeah. Fly, which is.
Should we talk about it very quickly?
Fly, it's Fly, why?
Delilah.
Which, yes.
Is that why something? Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, we when we spoke about it first, we didn't like the trailer and how misleading it was to what it makes you believe you can do with it, and we weren't really too happy about that. Having received the gimmick, we kind of get how it works. It's a principle that I played around with many years ago, and I did play around with it on Ring Flight, and I just said, you know what, this for me wasn't worth releasing as a trick. I didn't like, it was just too awkward. There are magnets involved, and as Craig says, the magnets stuck to everything, and for that reason I thought, I'm not even going to bother releasing this. It might compete a bit in my Ring Flight anyway, and that was it. But I mean,
do you think if you got one of those, so basically the problem, quite a lot of problems, so it's got magnets and you've got a lot of keys, you've got the metal clip circle things, whatever they're called, key rings, so when that magnet, it can link to any of that, and you do actually have to sort of try and straighten it out a little bit when you're doing the vanish and you've got the ring. Can you get plastic key rings and things like that? Because that would be the way to go, wouldn't it?
It's going to take an awful lot of practice to make sure you're getting right every time. I mean, it does what it's meant to do, but I mean, there was no need for it to be so misleading on the trailer, I don't think. This whole idea that they're saying you give them the keys to hold from the moment go and it will appear on there. That's the end result, that's not the method. You do give them the keys and then you kind of briefly rearrange the keys and retouch them again afterwards, which, the move can be done with any ring flight you're doing, any single ring flight.
Well, we had that discussion, didn't we? Because the point is, you're not seeing the ring before he goes back, are you? So it's not like he's got the ring in this hand and then he uses this hand. So the point that the vanish happens is when you open your hand. Yeah. So consequently, any ring flight will have a vanish after the dirty work. Any
form of retracting ring flight as well means you can do this, show this hand empty as you reach into your back pocket to give them keys as well, just holding this while I do the move. But yeah, you can get brass keys on it, and you can probably get a split ring that isn't made of a ferrous metal that will attract to a magnet. So have a look around, depends what you want to put on it. I would have liked to have seen them provide brass keys and a non-ferrous ring to put on it. They don't. All they provide is a couple little bits and you kind of put everything else together themselves. What would be nice if they provided some of that. Like Ring Fight Revolution, we provide you with all the keys, everything ready to go from the box. It would be nice to see more for what you do. Saying that, it's not ridiculously expensive. There's nothing really goes into it. I guarantee the packaging costs more than the entire contents of it. But it will do the job, it says, but you just might need to practice a bit more. There was a comment on the cafe pointing to a review on Vanishing Ink website where somebody had said that it wouldn't lift a certain amount of weight. Mark Traversoni from Saturn Magic referred to that and pretty much accused somebody who owns a ring flight or released a ring flight of writing that review himself. And I don't know who he was pointing to, but I can guarantee you it wasn't me. If you were thinking of me, Mark Traversoni, I did not do that, and I would not do that. I'm not that low, and I'm surprised you think other people would be that low. Whoever's got that trick either didn't read the instructions properly and didn't realise about the magnetic catch on it, or maybe trying to put it straight onto the keyring using the outer part of the magnets or something. But
well, I was playing around with it, wasn't I? And I had it slightly wrong, and I think that is possibly where that review came from, was the fact that if you don't realise how it quite works, you do get a magnetic effect, but it's not a strong one.
Yes, you just have a look, as you order, you open it, you play around with it, then you look at the instructions, and that was exactly the effect you were getting. So whoever wrote that review might not have read it properly and realised, because the gimmick is very well hidden. The gimmick you get, it's a standard off-the-shelf thing, but it is very well hidden. It does look good. I mean, for the price, it's not too bad. I would consider what you get with it. I would like to see it slightly cheaper, or for that price, I would like to come, as I said, with non-ferrous stuff.
$43.99.
Yeah, $43.99. I would like to see more
stuff
with it.
You can buy.
I would say if you're going to go for a budget ring flight and you want to get into ring flight, go with something like Departure Gimmick. Departure Gimmick, it does the job. It'll last a couple of years, and it's something like 30 quid or something.
See, I think this is why this is one of the reasons why I think it's a bad product. Is basically for $43.99. There are a lot of ring flights out there that are easier and at least as effective, if not better.
Agreed, but this does come with the other effect you can do it with the predictions and everything as well, which isn't great. I doubt if a lot of people will use it, but for me,
Nick Einhorn's ring flight, I really liked it.
Pro Flight's great. Yeah,
Pro Flight was really good. No,
the Illusionist one is good as well. Yeah, I had a few,
and I think they all knocked this for 6, which is why I just couldn't, it's the last ring flight I would possibly recommend.
Exactly what I was going to say. So if somebody came to the shop and said, "Look, I'm interested in doing ring flight, what would you do?" I'd bring them all out and I would put them in order, and I'd say, "Look, I would recommend this one first, that one first, the second, etc. And this would be the very last one I would recommend to anybody." No offense, Julio, but it's just my own personal point of view. Other people might think differently, and you might have somebody who might rave about it, but this is just my point of view, and it's nothing to do with the fact that I have Ring Flight Revolution, because I recommend Departure Gimmick to an enormous amount of people who can't afford a ring flight. I recommend Pro Flight to people all the time. For me, it's important to make sure the right person gets the right trick rather than me pushing my effect upon them. So right, well, that's fly.
I guess people that are maybe mentalists might use it a little bit more just because it's got that additional feature, like you say, of having the prediction. But you can't really get much stronger than someone's ring, can you?
I just wish they had been slightly more honest on the trailer, or clearer, not so much honest, but clearer on the trailer as to the effect, because I think a lot of people will buy this thinking that they're giving the key to somebody, they can make it vanish, and somehow some magical gimmick will make it appear on them without going near it. And I think that's the mistake a lot of people are going to buy.
It's one of those things of describing what the spectator sees,
yes,
rather than what
really
actually happens.
Yeah.
And
so why has it got so many Ys?
Well, that's a good question. Like I said, why?
Why would I recommend that to
No,
still one of my favourite shots in Magic, that picture
sorry.
of him brushing his teeth. Do you remember the Everyday Magic kit?
Oh yeah.
That picture just, of course it is.
Right, let's move on. Okay, Rosa, she says, this is Rosa Ondara Baron, in case we have more Rosas than her. Says, hello, how are you all doing? I'm doing very well.
I'm doing alright, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all fine, thanks, Rosa. We hope you are too. Andrew Vaughan, hello, mate. He says, hi, guys. Kevin King, hello, PropDoggers. The Hooligans of Magic. I like that, Hooligans of Magic. Otto says, proper forfeit for Dave. Do one of Jason's kids shows.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't put that on the kids. That's a torture for the kids, not for me.
You'd have them running around doing exercises, wouldn't they? They'd be like, right, now do
come
the
on, give me 5. How can you get that card wrong? Start doing some pull-ups.
Yeah, that would be horrendous, wouldn't it? I don't think my reputation's that good yet.
Kombucha party.
Finley says, forfeit for Dave. You're not allowed to drink kombucha starting this time on the live this week to this time next week.
That would actually be really hard for him. It's too easy though. It's too easy because he's good at depriving himself of stuff. That's not good enough. I want crocodile wrangling or something along those lines.
Been there, seen it, done it. Have the photo to prove it.
Yeah, call that a knife?
wasn't a real crocodile, but I had the photo to prove it.
Oh, it's one of Alex's inflatables in his boat.
Adrian says, "Careful on the forfeits, Alex, or I
His
may remember the
settee.
time you had to catch my car as I left."
Thanks, mate.
What?
No, never happened.
Well, I'll see
He's
that
making it up.
afterwards.
He's making it up.
Is that where my dent come from on the side of my car? David Walsh says, "Forfeit. Put kombucha in the soda stream with water and drink it. David, glue your glasses to your face," says Walter. Cypher says, "Hello, my friends." Hello, Cypher. We hope you're well.
Smashing it at the moment in his restaurant. Well done, mate.
Could have come in today, Cypher, and seen Jace. Jamie says, "Hey, lads." Hello, Jamie. Hope you're well, buddy.
Oh, we got a celebrity.
Celebrity. There we go. Are we going to talk about that?
Well, I don't know. Should we wait for Jamie to leave, or talk about it now?
Oh, what a celebrity.
Ooh.
I guess you can show these because they're shown in the trailer, aren't they? Oh, they're very lightweight.
Yeah, I think that is the only problem. That is the thing I don't like about them.
Yeah, they don't look too real, to be honest.
Well, they have been specially made, so
they have been specially made. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's weird is how light they are.
Yeah, I think
lightweight.
that's a bit of a shame. I think that's a bit of a shame.
A bit more weight than would have been nice.
But otherwise,
they'll look better with age.
Otherwise, it's a
They'll
nice.
look better, a bit scuffed up a bit.
It's a nice Batman reveal. I did watch the tutorial. They've got lots of interesting ways of forcing the character using top trump cards or bit of psychology and so on. And all the numbers on the key are for, if you want to do a toxic force or
that's a nice
stuff
touch,
like that. So there's other things you can do with the key.
I mean,
it's easy to carry around.
It's got a good name.
Should we say what? So basically, the idea is you give someone
you give them a key.
Give them a key to hold.
Hold on to it.
They name you.
Celebrity, which you're going to use as Bengali or whatever you've done. Be careful of the trailer, by the way. The trailer kind of Matt does say to the spectator, "Think of a celebrity," and they say Batman, and it's there. This isn't. Don't get me wrong here. You can't just say any superhero, and that will be the superhero in their hand. You've got to force that on them beforehand in some way. That's just something they cut out of the trailer.
Nice looking superhero.
It's a nice touch that they've got one key that you can do your gimmick on, and then once you switch out, you can switch out to that all round. I think the key could have been cut a bit more natural. I've never seen on the fake side over there. I've never seen a key cut in quite such an unusual, weird way on that. It is a bit extreme on that.
Just on that bit. But I think so. It's funny because they cover this on the trailer, and they say that if it's that way up, you can sort of see Batman, more or less.
Oh, I see.
But that way up, it hides it much better.
Yeah.
And especially if you hold the key like that, you've covered up.
I guess the only other thing
so
is...
they do cover. I do actually feel that Jamie has actually used this a lot, decided to bring it to market.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's got. I'm sure he's been getting some good.
You'll have to find a way to actually sort of bring it into play. The reason why you're going to do this with the key. I think you have to work a bit on your pattern rather than just saying, "Hey, here's a key. I'm going to turn it superhero or whatever." There's got to be somewhere
They cover that. They say I'm going to unlock your mind.
Oh, okay,
This key.
There you go.
Or I'm going to unlock your childhood memories.
You have to find a way to do it.
Or whatever. So that's quite nice. I think. So that's what I mean by having clearly worked it. He's not gone you can do this with a key.
Yeah.
And he's come up with that. I think the key's a bit light, which is a real shame.
Yeah, it's.
But other than that, I think it's easy to. You can carry it around any way you like, though, can't you? You can just put that on your door case, and you've always got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a bit like one of those wallet carries.
Like I say, I think it would look better if it's been on your keys for a week, dangling around in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's almost too gold,
tiny weight thing. It just feels almost like it's plastic. You think, oh, is that plastic or is it not?
But it's easy, and I think what I'd go for, name your favourite superhero. If they don't name Batman, then you do the Svengali or Pop-Eyed Popper option or Top Trumps option. And if they do say Batman, you've got a hit.
Most people would say Batman, wouldn't they?
Here's one. What's your favourite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Oh, mine's Superman. Like superheroes. In fact, I've got some cards over here.
Yeah.
Lots of different superheroes on each and every one of them. Boom, go on to that one over there. Yeah. So.
Definitely have a punt at them getting Batman first.
Important thing. The price, that's a big deal for me. What's the price? I have no idea what the price is.
Right, so this is really interesting because it is $26.99 and there's a lot. There's a lot in this sort of £20 mark at the moment.
You can't go wrong. Okay, if that's the price, you cannot go wrong. It's not like it is a Other Brothers product where you can pay 50 quid for it. If that was 50 quid, I'd have been like, eee. But yeah, for that price, that's all right.
And here's the thing: I only got one in because I wasn't sure it was going to be any good.
Would I do it at a gig?
I think like I said before, I think the real benefit is some of the lolly hero characters can be a little bit hard to establish who they actually are, whereas that is obviously
very clear. That
is really clear.
See, I would like to do that again, but my only reason I possibly wouldn't is because the key. Would it really worry me? I don't know.
Didn't we have?
I think I probably would. For 26, I would definitely take it out and play with it and see the reactions. And if it got good reactions, I'll keep it in there.
Didn't we have a top 5 things to keep on your keys list?
No.
On the blog.
No. We had a top 3. No, things to keep in your wallet. I could do things to keep on your keys.
I wonder if that would go on that top 5.
See, the more I think about this, as you said, this is something in your keys that you're going to carry all the time with you. I mean, some people carry ring flight with them everywhere. You've got ring flight. You put that on your key. And there's probably
I used to have fair play on my keys.
Fair play on your keys. Yeah, you've got almost 20 minutes worth of material there just for that.
Well,
so
Wayne Dobson's key as well.
I think getting that and putting it on your keys for that situation where somebody says, "Oh, you're a magician. Show me something." You're like,
"Yeah.
My thumb tips." I tell you what, I'll show you something. Okay, and then obviously you can.
Well, you have digital force bag on your phone. You're laughing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, just anyway, any way to force it.
Well, if you haven't got that, all you do is get a bit of paper. Okay, write down a superhero. Okay, and write another one down. Hopefully you get back that first time. Okay, write another one, and write another one. Okay, so you've got 5 there. Okay, push 3 of them towards me, and just do that. Yeah. So, all right, I'm more impressed with the price. I am impressed with the price. That is the seller for me.
So other than the key being a bit heavier then, and
other than the key being a bit heavier, I would like slightly shorter, very slightly shorter, and just a bit more of a generic key pattern on it. But that's just.
But I mean, I actually think what is going to happen is you're going to pull that key out of their fist. They're going to see Batman, and they're going to go, "Oh my god!" They're not going to go, "Well, I did feel a bit light."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good trick.
I think when they go back to their friends later on in the evening, it's that key thing. It was amazing. They might say, "Yeah, it was a bit of a weird key. It felt a bit light, but it's a good trick."
Yeah. But it's a good trick, especially. I reckon it's a fair chance you get.
I'm nitpicking now. Okay. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Batman
or Superman, I think pretty much. That's a good point actually. If you've got a couple of keys there, if you had Batman, a Superman, a Spider-Man. And you can say the name of Superman, name a hero, okay, like key over here, and take the key out of your pocket then. So, Jamie, maybe.
I guarantee you that is coming.
A few more?
I guarantee you there's a refill on the way. I reckon
that'd be good. And if you do, make them heavier. To be honest though, being a manufacturer, obviously those have been sort of moulded. I don't think they would have been able to make them from a heavier metal unless they'd start doing it in pewter, which would have been too expensive to do. So I think if it was heavier, it would be a lot more expensive. I think.
I think that's it, isn't it? Because at $26.99, it's a bargain. Yeah. At £50, you start questioning whether or not it brings it up into what other stuff you can buy. But I think it's a good trick.
Right. Okay. What else should we talk about? There's loads, isn't there?
There is a lot. Oh, should we talk about Stab Happy? Because that's good.
Yes, please.
Stab Happy. Oh,
so
this is the the abstract effects ones, is it?
And that's abstract
the
effects.
Other Brothers one. Okay.
God.
Why the blood on it though?
Well, because that's what. See, Stab Happy is exactly how I feel about the Other Brothers at the moment.
Right, I am taking this now. I'm going to be completely impartial to this because I have not, as you probably know, I don't peruse Murphy's on a daily basis.
Okay.
Now. I wish I could. I don't know what it is.
Right.
So.
Well, I'm going to. Okay, so.
What you do is you approach your.
What we're going to do?
What we're going to do?
I don't know.
But you need to.
What we're going to
do?
The best bit is you can ask your audience. I don't know what kind of gigs the Other Brothers are doing to hand you any switchblade that they happen to be carrying.
Because everyone would. Yeah. Got one. Don't worry, I have one.
Yeah. So they do a nice little scene with the butterfly knife that they do all the.
Yeah, I mean, not many magicians are going to carry a knife or a butterfly knife, but it can be done quite easily with a knife on the table. So that's the bonus.
Okay.
Thing. So
you say that though, but you have to know exactly how high that knife on the table is.
That is,
and it's got to be a flat knife.
That is one of the downsides
it's
to it.
It's got to be a flat knife as well, because otherwise it will rock and that
won't
work.
Talking through the process.
Salmon.
Yep. So what you have, basically, you have a gimmick in the deck that allows you to thrust a knife. I can demonstrate with the card because you could also do it with the card. And you can thrust it in, and it will pierce.
Right.
And it would actually pierce into the middle of the card and have it stabbed up.
Okay.
I mean, there are nice ways of just doing that and finding the card, which I think I probably prefer. It is a
what do you
very
get?
cheap, easy
What do you get in it?
You get the gimmick, which is an ordinary playing card. Oh, you get two. You get a red one and a blue one, and you get some.
The gimmicks are what you would expect the gimmicks to be.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, but also the way they teach it is you have to have the knife flat on the table at the right height. You have to have the card exactly in the place on the deck, and you have to thrust. I'm not giving away too much of the method to actually hit the right card.
I mean,
so that means that you can't. So basically, if someone chooses a card, it's got to go back exactly where.
I do see scenarios where I would do this. I do see scenarios where I will be amongst certain friends, and I will be like, "Hey, watch this. This is cool." Okay, and I might bring a knife along to do it in that thing. I wouldn't do it at a gig, I don't think, unless I was at a residency and I knew the knife. I had a knife on the table. Let's say they had a steak knife, and every steak knife was exactly the same. I would definitely do it then and bring it along. I don't think it's as bad as some of the other stuff they've done. I like the price. I think the price is right for it. This is one of the things that bugged me with them before, that everything's been way too expensive than it is. I think the price is right for what you're getting.
What is it?
$21.99.
Yeah. Oh, I said $19.99.
Yeah. It's a price. It is good. You do have to make more gimmicks if you want to do them yourself. I haven't watched instructions yet. I'm presuming they will give you.
Yeah. If you can't figure it out from looking at the gimmick, they do help you with that.
Yeah. Jason, if you want to look at the gimmick over here.
And actually, they do warn you about using knives, which if you see the state of one of their trousers, you've obviously been a bit careless at times. But I think there are plenty of card stabs out there that are a lot less restrictive, allow the deck to be shuffled after the card's returned, and you can control it.
I've never seen Bill Abbott's one, but that always really
everything can be 100% examined once you've done the trick.
Yes, but the fact is that you have to. So you know they've got to return the card exactly where it is, and after that you can't. You can do a false cut, I suppose. Yeah. But you can't. You need a table as well. It needs to be done on the table. You can't do it in the hands.
Yeah, I do think it's better than a lot of things they brought out recently, though. It's one of the better.
Well, they've got the price right for a start, which
absolutely.
Never
price
done
is perfect. Yeah, it's worth a punt at that price. And I definitely see a scenario where I would do it. As I said, if I was at a residency and they had nice steak knives, I would 100% have that around to do that at that thing. If I was going to a normal gig, probably not really. I mean, it had to be really a steak knife, I think. One of the rounded knives I don't think would do it, although you could probably adapt the cards to that. But
perhaps then, if you were a hobbyist and you had people around for dinner and you knew your knife,
absolutely,
it'd be perfect for that.
Absolutely, yeah. But, I mean,
that's a phrase. I know my knives.
You carve in the chicken and go, well, let me just,
For me, this is one of these things where I don't know what the reactions would be like. The reactions might be really good. I'd have to go out and work it a bit to really give it a good or bad review on this one, because there are certain things they've done, like debut, straight away, it's ridiculously expensive for what it is. Didn't like it at all. Some of the other stuff a bit misleading. With this one, I think it could be good in the right scenario. I would have to physically go out and test it, I think, but I think it has a lot more merit than anything.
I'm pleased they've drifted away from 3D printing.
Yes, very much so.
Very good.
Yes. Right, I'm just going to make these guys a cup of coffee.
Can I have a tea, please?
Tell you what, you go make the tea and coffee, and we'll get on with the show. How's that?
Fine by me.
Jason, drop my cup.
No, go on, you on.
I'll do it.
You haven't been on the show. Yeah, you haven't been on the show.
My cup, Jason.
Oh, you have one as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Go on, you go there.
I mean, let's call that a minor punishment for the 60 grand.
So I'll tell you what, let's talk about Blockbuster, because I really like this.
Well,
this is what I like.
I mentioned Bill Abbott's stabbed,
and here he is.
Here he is.
Bill Abbott.
What a segue! You don't get these anymore, do you?
No, you don't. And the thing about Bill Abbott is that he charges a lot of money for what you get quite often, but what you do get is a very well routined trick.
I really like this.
I
saw the video.
Yep.
I went on PropDog the other day, and anything that Bill Abbott brings out, I look into and research. And this is the one. Hold on, is this the one? He's got two things, hasn't he? What's the other thing with the criminal that disappears from the jail and they end up
the Boyd mystery?
See, that's cool as well. I thought that.
Yeah,
looked really
so that's
cool.
very similar as well. And what they are is they're basically nice, well routined, well structured. You've got all the storylines, you've got all the pattern, which is really. I think a lot of people come in here and they want a gimmick that will cheat them out of having to learn any sleight of hand. But also a lot of people really do want a well routined story trick where that's all written for you too. I know we're meant to make the tricks our own and everything else, but you can do that with a bit of acting. And I think the structure of it is really, really good, and it builds. You get 3 people each choose a card, and that card gets revealed in an amusing manner. There's lots of nice byplay with 3 different people. It's perfect for COVID because no one has to touch the deck. I think it's really, really good. It is $43.99, which for a pack of cards is a bit steep, but you know, he's definitely.
You pay for your team, do you, as well?
You've definitely paid. Tea, please. You've definitely paid for his work that he's put into it. It's a bit like iDrop.
Yeah.
Everything's covered. It's really good. It's well worth it.
I like Bill's stuff. I've got a lot of his stuff myself, and I've not bought a bad thing.
No, and he gives various options for. One of the ones is the guy, you know, pretends to shoot a gun at the deck, and that card has a hole in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But he says, you know, but he's got other options of like you pretend, you know, you were nasty as your child used to burn ants with a magnifying glass, and so there are various other props and things like that. I think it's for a stage parlour trick, or even, you know, around the dinner table if you've got some people. That and the Boyd mystery, really good. Really good, really strong.
So clever.
They're really easy as well. I mean, there's nothing new in any of them.
No.
Granted, so the 3 reveals in here are all been done by someone else. The Boyd mystery, you know, the method behind that is nothing new, but it's a brilliant story, and the same here. So very workable, very easy, and very well thought out.
Have you ever done his? I know you're a fan. I've seen you do a card stab before, haven't I? I feel like I have. Have you ever done a card stab?
No, I did a thing with a.
Have you ever done?
I've done a golf ball.
Have you ever done this? Bill Abbott's card stabs, one I see done a lot on the circuit.
No, I haven't done it. No.
You know where the cards go in the bag and they come through. I really like that as an idea. I just never do it because obviously not the best thing to do in a kids show.
Well, it could be.
It's like with the balloon swallow. I could never do that because I wouldn't want somebody going over and trying it, which really disappoints me because it's something I think is really funny. Especially that really cool one we saw that reinflates as it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one? That was good, wasn't it?
That is really good.
Anything else, or we'll
let's talk about this one, Dave, because this is something.
Look at this.
Jeez.
So this is something close to Jason's heart.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. It is. And you put me on the spot now.
I do wonder if Andy's here, but so this is the Never Vanishing Silk by Quiquik Marduk.
Very good. Very good pronunciation.
If he's watching, it may not be a good pronunciation. Who knows? That's the best bit. And this is basically the silk that keeps popping out of your fist. Then you vanish it, and then it pops out of your pocket or your briefcase or anywhere you like.
Top hat.
And Jason, you have been before. I'll tell you what, Jason. Can you do your?
Yeah.
So there's a wonderful. Can I mention Andy?
Yeah, mention it because it deserves.
So Andy Ray taught Jason this.
And
Andy Ray's been doing it for many moons, and he's got a wonderful routine. And literally with this, you know, I don't know, it's a 6-inch or 9-inch silk.
Well, I do it with a 18. No. What do I use? 12. Big. I use a big silk.
Yep. 12-inch, big 12-inch silk, and literally you get 5 minutes out of it at the start of the show. All you need is a silk. So.
Yeah, I'm really torn because I still think, and I've had discussions with Andy. I do hope Andy does see this because Andy, I put a comment on the last time this was mentioned on the live, and Andy was kind enough to show me after months in Hamleys of me nagging him to show me. He hasn't shown anyone else, and I'm really grateful because it is literally my opening bit in my show.
You've been showing everybody who comes in though.
Have I?
You have literally told hundreds of people.
I have not. I have not, and I would not because I want Andy to release a pamphlet. So basically, I saw this, and Andy even messaged me before I'd seen it saying, the gig's up, I'm not going to do the pamphlet. And I was like, well, you still need to because there are issues with this. So just to show you what Andy's one looks like, or what should look like, is the hanky goes inside your hand and pops out. Okay?
Do a little bit more of a delay.
So you can delay it as much as you want. So what I would quite often do in my kids' show is I go, so you've got to make, I'm going to teach you how to make a handkerchief disappear.
Great.
You need to make sure every single bit of handkerchief is inside the hand, okay? Because if it comes out, we can't do the magic. And at that point, obviously, the kids go bananas that it's come out. And that is...
And
that in essence is what this...
No trapdoors, nothing. Completely clean.
And that in essence is what this does for you. I had a quick play with this when I came. I've literally been in 10 minutes before the live.
Oh God, we did actually think of doing this though, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah. So when I wanted a way in which I could produce the handkerchief in the same way by having it pop out of the hand. So to have the child make it disappear, give them a big round of applause, close your hand, and then go, now point with the magic wand, and the handkerchief come back out. Where at the moment I have to go in and remove it. Big round of applause, happy day. So nobody cares really, but it would be lovely to just go on 3, point the magic words, wibbly wobbly, bump, and the handkerchief shoots out the hand again. They've missed a trick here because it would be very, very... the gimmick that has been made is the gimmick that we discussed about a year and a half ago, with the one issue that you can't keep... Well, from what I've seen, and I haven't watched the instructions, you can't keep it loaded, if that makes sense. So you have to either do it or not do it. Whereas in my one that I would have made, I would have had a delay on it so that you could trigger it at any point. Whereas it's not possible.
Yeah, the problem is that he's used vinyl and not a soft.
He has, yeah, and that would ultimately have solved the problem.
Soft would have solved the problem.
Yeah, because we had the idea of having almost like a catch that you could trigger. Whereas actually, looking at the gimmick that's been made, just having a softer thumb tip that you could... That's from your briefcase.
Oh,
your pocket.
Yeah, so having a soft thumb tip that you could ultimately just squeeze would alleviate that problem.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't think it fires out quite as nicely as the Ray method.
No, well, actually, I'll tell you what. Sometimes we've done it, or you've done it certainly, that it's just come out.
It's just gone.
I don't know if it covers it. We haven't actually watched it.
We haven't watched it. It's not fair to.
But sometimes the middle can just pop out rather than the whole.
Yeah, I mean ultimately that's user error because that's how you load it. But yeah, I Andy, if you are watching, I still think it's worth me helping you with that pamphlet, because the first thing people want to do is check your hands, because people genuinely, as you know, Andy, from our time in Hamleys, people think you've got a spring or something in your hand, and with your method you don't.
And where could it? I think if you could try it with a soft thumb tip.
Yeah, it'd be very easy to do.
A little bit better.
Very easy to do. I do like the addition of the. Yeah, I do like the addition of the bit from either a pocket or from the briefcase or from the top hat. That's nice to finish by vanishing it one more time, or you go and put the handkerchief in your case, walk away, and it flies out. A bit like Balls. Do you remember Balls Up by Five of Hearts Magic with the? Is it Five of Hearts? With the balls that pop out.
Yeah, it was Five of Hearts. Yeah.
That was always a really fun idea, but I don't really do puppets, so I've never used it. But that would be really nice to put the handkerchief and go stop it and then walk away. But again, I'm not sure how that's triggered either.
Did you still need to borrow that 30 pence, by the way?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That almost wanted my tea.
These are easy, Ben. They're worth more than 20.
This may be a stupid question, but is it only silks that? Because I like the bit where it pops out the pocket. I think, but can it only be used with silks?
We don't know. You can have a look and find out. You can stuff whatever you like into it, probably.
I mean, you could ultimately fire out anything that fit.
Try a sponge ball, couldn't you? You could try a sponge ball.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, have a look. Have a look.
But there you go. The other thing
that's
is
all I did.
It's £60.99.
It's not cheap. Yeah.
It's 60 quid. So it's not cheap. If it was 30 quid, I'd be a lot more relaxed about. Well.
Yeah. But Andy, I hope you do watch this, because yours is, I still think, far superior, and I'd never do that over what I do now. Unless there was a delay feature, and there isn't.
Right. Are we ready?
Yep.
Have you read any more of these, by the way?
No, we haven't.
Okay, perfect. Jonas says, Jason, I'm just off to be a barbecue chef.
Oh, well done.
Jason, do you think 4 HK of sausage, 4 kilos of lamb chops, 2 kilos of baby back ribs is enough for 8 people?
Yes.
If do have salad, sausages, baba ganoush, and stuffed too.
Alex has been to one of my barbecues and knows
See,
that.
Jonas has also bought 4 bottles of whiskey, but drunk them on the way there. So, there you go.
Hey, baby.
Hello. Right, Andrew Corrigan says, afternoon, gents. Is that Jason, or is the heat making me hallucinate? Jason, no,
The latter.
Yes, that sounds like a nice entree, says Otter. Nigel says, happy Friday proppers. Happy Friday proppers.
Proppers is one I've not had.
Proppers. Yeah. Happy Friday proppers. Hi Jason. Love to Alex. Dave too. I got a cool close-up table I've been working on. Dave might be interested. Might have to pay you a visit next Friday. Do coming in, Nigel. Do coming in. By the way, as you all know, I've got Aki the pup, who's fast asleep down there at the moment. But Mel, my prop maker, is going to be getting one of Aki's cousins, thanks to good old Stan.
When's that happening?
And yeah, they're in September.
Oh, wow.
And Mike is now also getting one of the same litter.
Oh my god.
So we're going to be changing the name to Prop Dogs rather than Prop Dog because there's going to be 3 little dogs running around. I mean, obviously, you might be seen on Saturdays, but I'm sure the other days when he's in, when Mel's in and Aki's in. So
Any pictures?
Yeah. Any pictures?
Bitches.
Oh, bitches! Well, they've not been born yet.
Okay.
They're due
Just
any
me
minute
then.
now. Any minute now. So boom, boom.
She
Right.
doesn't watch it, we know this.
No, I know, she doesn't watch it. She's got a life.
Amber says, Jason, do you struggle with the heat like I do?
Yes, absolutely. Well, look at me. Sorry, Amber. I'll be finishing comment.
You just struggle with life in general, Jason.
I do struggle with the heat, honestly.
I took the shells out the freezer and climbed on it. It was a tight fit, but it was so cool. Downside, no Wi-Fi.
One of the teachers at my school sent me a photo of her son who had taken everything out of the freezer and stuffed his duvet in there, so that it was cool when he went to bed. And I went, well, actually, and she went, it was surprisingly dry when it came out. I was like, oh, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, yeah.
If I had a chest freezer, I'd sleep in it. I wouldn't put the duvet in.
Well, that's what you can do for dogs is just wet a towel, put a towel in the freezer,
yeah.
and then take the towel out.
You can
let
get
it lie down,
special
like.
dog cooling
Yeah, collars and all
collars.
sorts.
Yeah, yeah.
You can actually get cooling mattresses as well. Mattresses that purposely keep it very cool.
Well, you just live on a boat. It's cool.
But they've gone through the roof.
I don't struggle with it. I love this. I sleep well. I sleep like a baby. Dalian says, what do you guys think about the new 1914 release? I won it on Murphy's live stream the other day on their giveaway. Aha.
What does it
down,
say?
Jason?
Thy will be done.
Oh.
Do you know, I surprised
Is it in
myself.
heaven?
I surprised myself because I wasn't that impressed, and then I saw the explanation and all of the stuff you can do it, and a lot of logic behind it. And actually, now I think it is amazing for
I have no idea what it is.
absolute bargain of $21.99.
I don't have
What
any-
is it?
any
I
clue either.
don't know anything about this.
So basically, you
I'll
have
leave all
one,
the stuff to you now.
you put one tarot card down on the table. You get 2 tarot cards, different sizes.
Okay.
So easy to carry in your wallet. So that's obviously one there. And there's, you get a regular poker size one if you wanted to carry it around in your wallet as such. And you say, well, there's a coin, a pen, and a watch.
Okay.
So you do a bit of free. So you got a free will effect.
Mm-hmm.
And also with the watch, you do the classic where they pull the pin out and you spin it
Yeah, yeah.
to change the time.
Yeah.
Put that back in, and you go, well, you show it, and you go to, well, you know, you're holding the pen, the watch stood on the table, and the coin's in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've also
Nice.
got the time on the watch,
Yep.
which matches the time that they've 3D spun it to.
Okay.
So you got, so that's the kicker, that's the magic effect, and it's really really nice. And it's $21.99.
I can
And
see-
also what you get is, because you don't have to carry any of these bits around. You've only got
Right.
to carry the card, because obviously
Yeah.
the pen you probably have anyway. And once you've got these out into play, as they say, you can do a witch hand routine with the coin, and you know you've got the pen to sign cards with. It's all out on the table. And it's
Is
nice.
I mean, what's the instruction like on it? Is it really good?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Fine,
I mean,
yeah.
really good, really solid, easy.
Nice card.
Yeah, it's an easy. I
can
think
see.
that's a copy of a Rider Waite.
I can see your friend of
It's a
mine,
Rider Waite.
Chris Benkin, doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Any mentalist.
Any mentalist is big. I mean, they must know how to do a free will routine off their head and a witch hand routine as well. So yeah. I mean, nice and simple. But what you're paying for, again, you're not really paying for the cards. You're paying for a nice, well worked little routine.
It's
And
nice
if
you
you're-
get the 2 sizes as well.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't. I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't do any of that sort of mentalism stuff. But anyone who is into, you know, the tarot cards, the occultists, most mentalists probably are. It's right up their street.
Yeah, I know, you just want attention, don't you? Just solid attention.
So, yep.
Patrick Ash has joined us.
Patrick!
He says, hey, JC Ace, and
Hello,
everybody
mate.
else. So,
I love Patrick.
yeah, he was in the other day.
Oh,
too long
he's
ago.
such a nice
yeah.
guy.
And he popped over from Omni Deck last night. He collected.
Did he?
as well,
Oh,
yeah.
I hope you're well, mate.
Yeah. He's a busy man, is our Patrick.
Yeah.
Aren't you, Patrick? So I
I
phoned
saw
him.
the Julius Dean thing he did recently with the table. Have you seen him where he's crawling under the table?
I haven't, no.
Oh, that's very funny.
But I phoned him Wednesday. He was in Mexico, and he come back yesterday for a gig yesterday, and now he's on here. I mean, probably working tonight as well, aren't you, Patrick?
Yeah,
So he's a
thoroughly
busy man,
deserved.
yeah,
I've got a lot of
yeah.
time for Patrick. It's really nice.
Patrick, of course, did work experience here once many years ago.
And he worked with me in Hamleys as well. So I know. Yeah, really top man.
On with the show.
Nice.
What is your favourite magic trick? Says Rosa.
Andy's hanky.
Mine has got to be probably my ring routine. Alex?
Mine will be my YMCA face mask routine.
I'm going to ask
Not
you
your
about
tumble
that later.
dryer routine, then. No, okay.
Well, that's if I could find the perfect. If I could manage to shrink myself inside the tumble dryer. If I ever got a dwarf to climb out of the tumble dryer after I've climbed into it, that would be perfect. That would be the best.
Let's talk. I've got 30 children at my disposal now.
Yeah, I just want a child coming out in my tartan suit. So I go in, it spins round,
Like
and come out too small, going too hot. I walk off. That is how I wanted to end my show.
That would be brilliant.
It would be good. So if I ever managed to work that, then yeah.
Have you Lee Mack? I remember seeing his show in Bournemouth, and he came on like a magician. He started with a big trunk, and he gets the trunk. He's got all the lights and everything like a magician, an illusionist would do. And he grabs a child out of the audience, brings him up on the stage. He goes, "Come on, gets him in the box, and they chain it up and everything. And the stagehand wheels it off, and the music just stops, and he just goes, I specifically said no kids. So good.
There's
such a good joke.
Rude Clan does one with a sort of similar thing with this big effect and this big box and all the lights come on. And he walks off to the side and goes, be good if I was in there, wouldn't it? But yeah, so anyway.
Right, Rich Young has joined us. Hello, mate. He says, glad to see you're still in business, guys.
Benefactor.
Only just all the money I'm giving away. Glad the money got back to you safely. May I take this chance to mention to all your customers that Wonderville is now open in the West End. Hope all you prop doggers will come along at some point over the summer and support live magic. It's a wonderful show.
See that.
Opens on the open until the 30th of August.
I mean, I was waiting for some free tickets, but
because you're too tight to buy them.
If only we had a friend.
Yeah, if only we knew someone who was in it.
Hang on a minute. Haven't we helped an enormous amount of the people on the show building stuff and helping them?
Well, I thought the 60 grand was a bit of a hint. I mean, it's quite... I only wanted 2 tickets.
There we go. But yeah, no, it was a great show. We will be going to see it, and yeah, you guys should definitely go check it out. It is going to be amazing. And Rich, again, I have apologised. I don't know when you joined the show, Rich, but we did apologise earlier on. We had a bit of a laugh about the whole episode, and yeah, I hope that it's not a black mark against your name with the bank. And I owe you a few hours at some point, just a few hours.
I'm well
or probably
up
more than that.
Doing that over the summer holidays. If we do want to go and see that,
I'd love
to do that as a PropDog
absolutely,
outing. That'd be great.
Absolutely. George says, "G'day, boys." G'day, George.
Is that little George?
No, that's George Angel.
Oh, different George.
Torin's there. Torin says, hello, Torin. We hope you're well. Ahan says, no problems about the bottle. Not in any hurry like that. I'm really grateful for your help. Thank you, Hans. You're most welcome. Nigel says, Alex McLear's Thy Will Be Done from the 1914 is brilliant.
I thought it was Alexander Marsh. Was I wrong?
Well, he says Alex McLear, is it?
Well, it says Alexander Marsh on the packet.
Fight.
Well, Nigel wouldn't get this wrong because Nigel is a font of all knowledge. So maybe Alex McLear has a stage name or something. So I don't know. Maybe he's just wanted to release it on the quiet so no one thought it was him.
Well done for ruining that.
Sorry.
Yeah. What have you done?
Well, I've never seen him in the same room.
What has Nigel done if that's the case? Either that or Nigel's got a very dodgy autocorrect on his on his phone. Keith says, "Oh, hi everyone! I love the show. New to magic at the age of 66, but learning some good stuff. Keith, you are never too young or too old to learn magic. I mean, we've had people come in the shop 80 years old just starting to get into magic.
Welcome, Keith.
Never. I mean, you've got a good 30 odd years left in you, yeah. So yeah." Only takes a few years to get good, so good on you. If you ever want to come to the shop, please do pop by and we'll do our best to help. What?
Oh,
afternoon all, hope you're well, says David Harris, and
look at that.
It's Razza time! Razza! So,
it fills
right,
the comment box. It literally fills the comment box.
Yeah, warm up for the Razza
Deep
voice.
breath, come on.
La 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 la. Right. Razza says, open message to PropDog Magic community. Can someone somewhere, somehow, at some point, please try to interview Craig Petty for Magic TV, if possible, please. I could afford to pay £160 next week, Friday, if you want. 100 plus 20% unofficial pay rise, plus £20 for each filming day. Food, 160 may not be a lot, but it's from the heart, and I'm trying to put the money where the mouth is. I feel that I and many others could really benefit from a comprehensive, full-on, badass, no-holds-barred review of Craig Petty. I found David Bonsall interview helpful, and I want to learn from Craig as well. Raza, stop offering people money to do things. I mean, you were going on the other week about paying people for videos.
Offer me
and
to
stuff
do
like that.
I mean, I'll send me a direct message, Razza, if you want
you know,
money for things.
You,
I mean, I'm not saying I'll
you
prostitute
should not
myself,
be throwing
but-
your money around to get somebody else to interview Craig. If someone wants to interview them, they'll definitely do it. But you shouldn't be offering incentives like that. And I mean, Craig, I'm sure, will be more than happy to be interviewed by anyone who wants to do it. And anyone who wants to interview Craig will probably be more than happy. And I think someone like Rich Young, if you're not too busy with the show, Rich, maybe you could do one of your interviews. It doesn't have to be a proper full-on podcast like the other ones. Maybe a little show or something. But yeah, we'll have
you
all over
interview
Craig, see
Craig?
if someone wants to interview him.
Well, see, the
But,
thing about Craig is his Magic TV
does it all,
it's
doesn't it?
almost like he's
Yeah.
interviewing himself half the time. Here's what I've got in my bag, here's what I carry around, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is how I feel
This is
about
how I
this.
started. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
so-
anything anyone's going to ask him has already been answered tenfold over in his shows.
Yeah.
So,
But
either that-
He did actually say once he's interviewed all the people that he's been
Yes,
desperate
he
to.
did.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
He'd do it himself. He'd get someone to interview him. Yeah, he did. I saw that.
well,
Yeah.
why not, Razza? Why don't you ask Craig if you can interview him? There you go. Save your money. You interview Craig. I'm sure he'll be more than happy. And then, boom, you can ask him all the
that'd be
questions
a
you
long
want.
email.
Do a live one. Do a live one. There we go.
I do love Razza.
Hi, Razza.
Razza is.
I
As I said, but-
still always remember that. What did he say?
No, I didn't say that.
Did you not see that? Now that's magic. Where he said, "I break. What's it? I break cards, not hearts." It was the best. One of the best lines I've ever heard in Magic. The way he said it was
Nice.
just stunning. Really good.
I've said it before. Razza asks all the questions that most people want to ask, but for whatever reason don't.
Don't.
Maybe they're too embarrassed
Yeah,
or
yeah.
don't want to feel small. But Razza's up
No,
there.
he's a lovely guy,
And
Razza.
I'm sure, thanks to Razza's questions, we've given an awful lot of people out there an awful lot of knowledge that they can then use later in their careers.
Especially about ding dongs.
Yes. Chris Swatz says, laugh out loud. I know the
How to get as
kombucha
many
is.
climaxes as possible. Sorry.
I mean,
No, sorry.
what-
I was playing to the crowd.
What, are you trying to
Foolishly.
persuade him to have a baby or something now? Are you? Oh, what?
For goodness sake, leave them alone.
Huh?
Sorry.
You're an embarrassment.
I know.
Oh, Mr. Hug.
Chris says, laugh out loud. I know the kombucha is not new. Laugh out loud. I've been watching you guys since the show
Crikey,
started.
these comments go back, don't they? That was a while ago.
Leanne's Lee's joined us. He says, hello Yangs. Nigel says, hey Richard Young, Darcy Oaks handling your TNR is superb. I've nearly got it down. Must order a backup copy. Ryan says, hi, great to see you yesterday. Perfect pen is so clever. Do you have any handling tips for the performing the change with the N5 coin set gimmick? So that it doesn't look like the coin changes position, i.e. how to keep the fingertips rather than falling down into the palm of the hand, so that the change looks more visual like the Chorela.
Right, so...
Is this the one we're getting questions asked about the other day?
Yeah, so the problem is we sold the last one.
Okay.
Well,
You really like this, don't
actually,
you?
Ryan Adams bought the last one. Yeah.
This was the first thing he showed me when I walked in this afternoon.
So, right. So what you naturally want to do, as someone who's probably used a split coin or something else before, is to use your fingertips to spread to show that this would then. Ryan will know what I'm talking about. Anyone who's got it will know. So you do that in the hand and you pull out, and this will be the Chinese side. And then you've got your fingertips like this, and it's very hard to somehow release the bit that then changes with that holding. What you need to do is to do it on your finger like that. So you're holding it like that,
Ah, not that way. Right.
and not that way,
Yeah.
and then you can do it. So that's the trick. So it's to separate it like that, and then you can briefly move this finger out of the way, and it will flip up. So that's the grasp that you want. That's the handling, not your fingertips. Okay, so you don't do that. You do that. Make any sense? I hope it does.
Have you learnt the whole thing yet?
I'm learning it at the moment because I've got a gig next Thursday, and I thought I'd film myself doing it on a front of a live audience.
You've
Cool.
got a gig next Thursday?
Yeah.
Where's this?
For his mum.
You actually got a gig?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's for me and Beck's wedding.
And Christy.
Followed by the divorce next week.
Yeah. And the gender reveal party. We're still trying to work out what Sam is.
Yeah.
Great to see you again, guys, says Liangsley. Dalian says, I'll be going. And he says again, I'll be going. Richard says, PropDog have the TNR in stock again now. Yeah, we paid 60 grand for it, didn't we? Apparently.
Yeah, they've been selling well. I was so impressed. That was like the thing that came out
Yeah,
just
yeah,
before
yeah,
I finished with you.
We've got more in.
Oh, good.
Jamie says, is it not the same trick Roddy McGee released called Flight 101? Which one was that?
The ring flight thing.
Oh,
This.
I don't know. We never got
This.
101 in. I could get one. Maybe I should
Why?
get 101 in just for
I don't know
comprehensiveness.
101, yeah.
It's a ring flight by Roddy
Okay.
McGee. Might be. I don't know, Jamie.
I haven't seen
Jamie knows Roddy much better than most people.
Craig says, if you do the prediction trick, then this is with regards to fly, by the way. He says, if you do the prediction trick, then you get a bonus trick, the appearing key fob tomorrow 12 p.m. fly
Yeah,
on a
that's
trailer.
true. Yeah. That is.
Okay.
I only briefly watched that bit, but yeah, you do have a sort of. You've got some keys that don't have a fob on. You hand it to them, and then it does have a fob on it.
Oh, okay, right.
So it's not as if the prediction's been in their hand the whole time.
Certainly,
Yeah.
certainly not fobbing them off.
Get out. This is why you were sacked in the first place.
Sacked?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
no,
Let's
you
not do
left
that.
to be a teacher. That's correct. Yes, sorry, I forgot about that.
We were told you were sacked.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't
It's
surprise
abusing
me.
the customers. Kids are coming in, he's like, oi, get out of here. Kevin King says, next time PropDog comes to Orlando, we will have to have a PropDog get-together. I will wear my PropDog polo. Plus Dave can go fishing right behind my house. Yes, huge fish can be caught, but just watch out for the occasional gator. I can do the gator wrestling. On there. Yeah, Kevin, you're on, mate. You're on, definitely. Yeah, so the next Genie convention, whenever that is, I've lost track now because it's every 2 years with COVID and everything. But whenever it is next, we will be there. Me and Mr. Sullivan, Mike will be there, and yeah, we'll definitely have a get together.
Let me know it on the stand.
Always the bridesmaid, eh?
Yep. Alright, I don't want to go to Orlando.
You don't want to go to Orlando?
No.
Well, who's going to look after the shop?
I don't know, maybe Mila could.
If it's in the summer holidays, I'll do it.
Maybe we can get someone in to do it.
To Vegas
we'll
as well,
see,
for
we'll
crying
do.
out loud. I've never been to Vegas either. I'm a magician that hasn't been to Vegas. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's not my fault I had to sack him. If he hadn't been sacked, it would have been alright.
God's sake.
He just behaved himself.
Been to
That's
Black.
not happened. I haven't even been there.
Well,
Well, if things pick up enough, we'll get another member of staff anyway. So, I mean, things are starting to get busier again, and if they get busier enough and we make enough money, we'll hire another member of staff to replace.
You'll never get anyone as good as me.
I'm sure Razzle wants a job. Razzle, come in and work for me.
I knew you'd say something funny one day, Jason. Right, cool.
Great to see you, Jason, says Walter.
You too, Walter.
Martin Oldworm says, afternoon, PropDoggers. Nice to see you all and to see you, Martin. Benjamin says, the only ring flight's worthwhile in Nick Einhorn's Pro Flight or PropDog's Real Revolution. Ring Flight Revolution, you mean. Real Revolution is the little tiny wheel. He says, they're different, but both equal, both are quality with quality instruction. Thank you, Benjamin. Very kind words. Nick Hodgson, Nick Hodgson says, any news? No, any chart?
You alright, Dave?
That caffeine's going in my head, I think. Yeah. I need alcohol. Any chance you could get Echo Box
God
in
help.
with Menzie Magic? Craig reviewed it recently and loved it.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
What is it?
I can't remember. I did watch the trailer for it.
I'll watch it afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Get it next week for you.
Jerry's there. Hello, buddy. I hope you're well, mate. He says, morning, Dave. Where are you, mate? Morning. You in Australia or something? It might still be it might still be morning in the US. Where are you, mate? Charlie says, I know what Dave means when he said the torture would be for the kids. I realised the kids shows weren't my thing when I ran out of material and did human blockhead and smash and stab. I've done one kids gig ever, never again. Zach says, how the Gazinta boxes coming along? Yeah, they are.
Look good. I like them.
Yeah, have a look. Yeah, they're being made. We are having them done in a matte lamination because that is too absorbent, that material. It's you get fingerprints and oil on it, so they're going to matte laminate it for us.
I've never used one. I've never used one of these.
Yeah.
Talking of kids magic, can I just have a selfless, shameless plug?
Nope.
Oh.
Go on.
I'm doing a lecture.
Oh.
Doing a lecture at the Wessex Society of Magicians.
Ooh.
Very much thanks to Alistair Bryan, or Brienne, who... He's a genius, that. Alistair Brienne, who shops with PropDog, as you well know. He's twisted my arm, because I said I wasn't going to get much time after school, but I'm doing it. 8th of August.
Good
In
stuff.
Bournemouth, or Poole, wherever it is.
Be there or be square.
Apparently he's going. Don't know how he's going to get there because he's got a shit car.
Once in a lifetime
Look, I
experience.
get enough chip over the boat. If people saw what I was driving around in as well,
At least
it
Paul,
would be a disaster.
at least Paul's on the coast.
Yeah. Might be quicker if I took my boat.
Otto says, 450 for Dave, make an enthusiastic demo reel for really crap Sans Minds product.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
That would take a lot of time that I don't have. Excuse me.
Good forfeit then.
Yeah. Jonas says, well, after the barbecue, catch you later. Have a good one, Jonas, and cook well, my friend. Cook well.
Done. Indirect.
Jamie says, yeah, I force a place, not a hero. Cool. And Dave, you made the first ever gimmick of the Queen.
Yeah, you
if
showed me a
recall.
picture.
Yes.
Yeah, shows a picture of it. Yeah.
David says, any update on your Gazinta boxes? Done that one already. Lou says, DFP Digital Force Bag will work great for Celebrity. Just have a list of 100 superheroes. Sean Mann says, I go with what's your favourite superhero. If they say Batman, then good to go. If not, introduce my force. Yeah. Cool, we are quite behind on this, aren't we? What's the time? I'm going to have to go fast on this. Jamie says, we'd have to cost a fortune to make it more expensive, and we wanted to make a trick people could afford. Thanks for the kind words, means a lot. Yeah, no, exactly what
It's
I
exactly
meant.
what you've done.
We
Yeah,
meant,
exactly what you've done.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
Yeah, so it's a downside, but it's a necessary evil, if you like. Yeah. Sean Mann says it's not a card stamp, though, is it? More of a card poke.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
Jason, can I have a tea too? Dalian saw that Voodoo by Bill Abbott went out of stock the other day, which I was tempted to get.
Yeah, we'll get it back in.
As I'm quite new to magic, could you demonstrate how to put a breather crimp easily in a card, please? Keith, very, very easy. I mean, yeah. Just boom, pretty much it. I mean, some people will do both sides like that, and that's it. That's a breather crimp. That's all you need to do. Simple as that.
And yeah, and if you do it the other way up, then you'll be on the. You can do it both ways.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want it to be on the top or the bottom.
So,
and it's the perfect way of controlling any card, really.
You'll lead it ideally with a new or newish deck. Yeah. So that was the 6 of spades, wasn't it? So we should be able to just go 6 of spades.
That's the card to select later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There we go. Ray Coleman.
That's between your fingers. You didn't really show it very clearly, but.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
So you're doing it
literally
between.
just hold like that, and then just kind of bend a little bit like that, and just pull outwards to the side. You just want that tiniest little curve in it, just from the centre to the corners, and that'll raise that up a bit in the middle, just up by about 0.5 millimetre, and that's just enough to.
It's like real magic how that works. It always gets me how long they last for.
I find the easiest way with it is to
It's
use
still
2
spinning.
fingers.
It's about to spin back to me because it's still
Just
spinning
thumb
in
on
mid-air
the
because I'm that good at spinning. It's that good at spinning. And
It's coming
it's
back.
still spinning. Oh, there it is. There we go. That was
that
close,
was
wasn't it?
great.
Yeah, we'll try that one
was
again,
very
shall we?
good.
Try that one again.
Oh, it's coming back! It's coming
Round
back!
the room, round the room, round the room, round the room. There we go. That is how you do a boomerang card.
Oh, I went all around the shop, through Bobo's cage,
Changed into a different card.
up on a Sam's sleeves at the other end, and on the other end, at the other side.
Watching from Mansfield, Ohio, says Ray. Hello over the pond, Ray. We're getting. Oh, and hello from West Virginia, says Bill. We've got a great following in the
Take me
US now,
home.
so take me home, country roads. I bet everybody he meets from the UK does that.
I know.
Yeah. Adrian says we'll need to arrange a family get together once Mel and Mike get theirs. Yeah, absolutely, Adrian. We've got to arrange for the whole, our crowd, our litter, and their litter to get together. Yeah. Nick Adcock says Nottingham.
Excellent. Southampton.
Hounslow. Nigel says Alex McAlear's Thy Will Be Done from the 1914 is brilliant, great EDC. Oh, that's a repeat. Razza says,
Come on, mate, you can do it.
Razza says, Alex, Jason and David. Sorry, this might sound a bit silly. How come Razza's posts always start off with this may sound a bit silly, or may sound a bit sad, or may sound a bit desperate?
They only sound that because you preface it with that.
Yes. Nothing you say sounds bad, don't worry about it. Jason, Alex, David, sorry, this is meant to sound a bit silly, but could I get to have your beginner-friendly SEO-related advice, if possible, please? Apparently, popping up on page 1 for London Magician Google word searches or similar is hard slog that is best done on long-term effort with lots of other websites linking to your websites. SEO searches seems comprehensive and Google Ads seems expensive. Apparently, you spend £500 a month on those potentially. I'm trying to decide more where to focus advertisement. At the moment, essentially, brackets, at the moment, I'm thinking of trying to go for social media marketing mainly. Razza. Right, Razza.
You could stop offering people 160 quid to interview Craig to start with.
SEO is not something you're just going to go on and just do and it will be there, because if that was the case, everyone would be there. I mean, I worked so hard back in the day. If you know about my magician directory, which is something I've been doing for 15 or so years, one of the reasons I created that in the first place was for the SEO value, because at the bottom of every single page said something along the lines of created by Close-Up Magician Dave Bonsall, or Wedding Magician Dave Bonsall, London Magician Dave Bonsall, and over 300 pages that all linked back into mine, and that helped. And that has a really high ranking, which helped mine as well. I used to be on the first page, used to be number 3, used to be Noel Qualter was number 1, Rob James number 2, I was number 3, Alan Hubson was number 4. We worked very, very hard, and we all did a lot of SEO work, but things change over time. I mean, I'm probably on page 50 by now, I don't do anything for it now. But nowadays, you need really to hire somebody to do the SEO for you. It's an enormous amount of work. Your whole website has to be designed around SEO, and it's very, very difficult, unless you get extremely lucky on some algorithms. And you've got to keep posting, you've got to keep putting blogs on with more and more content, and keep that content changing all the time. Very, very hard to do. AdWords are by far the best way. I did AdWords as well, so I was on the first page and I did AdWords, and £500 a month is nothing. You're going to get nowhere on £500 a month. I was paying between £1,500 and £2,500 a month on AdWords, which is a hell of a lot of money, but I had 2 bonuses from it. Number 1 is it will be the difference if I could spend no money on AdWords, I might get a £4,000 or a £5,000 month. If I spent £2,500 on AdWords, I might get an £11,000 or £12,000 month. So that little bit of investment was well worth it, because the amount of inquiries I got went up tenfold for being on the first page, especially if you're on it twice. The other bonus from doing it is I used an American Express to pay that bill every month. So you got myself an American Express card. I used it only for AdWords, and every time I paid it off, I got a regular amount coming out onto my credit card, which was paying off every month for my American Express, and I was getting air miles on it. And after about 2 or 3 years, I had enough air miles to go around the world 3 or 4 times, so I could always go on holiday free of charge. So that is the other bonus for me. It's a big expense, but it's tax deductible. It is a write-off, and it's worth it if you're up there and you're getting the work coming in. But it's an investment. It's one of those things you have to speculate to accumulate. But there's not really much you can do on your own to suddenly jump you up to the first page, because that front page is like proverbial rocking horse.
I'm a bit of a firm believer that if you're a good performer and you're very busy, you will naturally rise up.
You will, yeah. The more cards you hand out, the more inquiries you'll get. You get more inquiries from handing your card out than you will getting AdWords. I mean, with all the different things, you know, for me it was AdWords. I was doing on the first page anyway. There was tons of business cards. I was sending out business packs, and I was going and meeting people. And you've got to be willing to put that time in when you're not working. Go out there and find people. Go to residencies. Do residencies, as I said, for free, just to get your card out there. And that will all end up being, you know, 10 plus gigs a week, you know, and that's what it all adds up to. And the agency thing you've already asked me about in the past. So
did you ever click on anyone else's AdWords just to cost them some
so
money, Dave?
this used to happen all the time. No, I never did, but people did.
Okay.
Did you not?
Okay.
People did all the time, but it's not a problem, because if you're switched on, you know what you're doing. You can check the IP addresses. You go into your Google AdWords account, and you check the IP addresses. You can see how long someone's on your website. When you see the same IP address, clicking on it like for 1 second, 3 or 4 times a day, every single day, you know that's your competition. All you have to do is send that to Google and say, look, this is what's happening. There's people doing this, and they instantly refund you.
Really?
Yeah, they'll refund you for it.
Oh, well, that's a good tip.
It's not a problem. Yeah, absolutely. So people were doing all the. I know people were doing it, because I complained loads of times. Yeah, and other people, well, I wouldn't do it doing the arts, because it's a nightmare thing to do. It's a bit of an arsehole thing to do, you know.
It is,
we're all mates out there. We're not competition. So it's not as bad as another shop putting an AdWords campaign up saying PropDog #1 Magic Shop, and then that being taken to another magic shop. I mean, that is a really, you know, low thing to do. That I'm sure no other magic shop out there might do it. Except Magic.
Wouldn't even cross anyone's mind.
Yeah. But
no, definitely not.
Yeah, and not only did they do it, and I complained they took it down, but they went and did it again. This is Saturn Magic I'm talking about. Went and did it again 6 months later.
Yeah.
True words. Yeah. Sue me over that one, Saturn. Won't work on that one because it's true. Got the evidence. Right. Anyway, on we go. Sore subject. That's all. Sore subject. Very sore.
When is the wedding?
Honestly, that's such a low thing to do. Yeah. Bill Rainey says, any attempts at making a hoverboard from Back to the Future? Yeah, made 3 of them. I've got some downstairs. What colour do you want, Bill? Yeah, 10 quid each. Craig says, I will be done. I have a review show special on it this Sunday, along with an interview with Alex Marsh. not
It is
Alex
March.
McAleer.
So maybe I was right. Maybe I was reading it off the. I mean, I've just watched the trailer.
Raza says, Dave, Alex and Jason, how did you decide on which niche sub-areas of Magic to specialise in and focus on, if possible, please? E.g. you guys, between you, seem to have reached an advanced stages in various specialities. I'm trying to finalise over what to focus on for me, looking for ideas, essentially. Raza. Right, Raza, I started off being a manipulator. I did manipulations, standard, billiard ball, canes, candles, all that kind of stuff. From then I went into dove magic, and I got really interested in dove magic until my doves died while I was away because somebody I paid to look after them didn't look after them. I then played around with the scopology, and then played around with close-up, and I fell in love with close-up. You know, when I was on stage, not that I did that many stage gigs, but when I was on stage, it was always the lights. You know, I'm performing to lights. You don't really see the audience, and I didn't really like that. I like the interactive between, you know, two people close up, or even a group of people close up, and I just fell in love with close up, and that's where the work was. So that's how I fell into it. I just found what I liked and did it. So what about you?
I just do stuff that I like, and ultimately that tends to be your personality comes through what you decide to do and what you see. So, you know, it's just a bit of me, slightly exaggerated. So there's not really, I didn't really think about it too much. I know I can't do mentalism seriously, so I couldn't, all that whole Durham Brown route was completely out. Never really thought of doing manipulation or anything like that. And I like having a lot of reaction from the audience, which is why I do comedy. Don't make any jokes about not getting a reaction from my jokes, but you know, because I like a lot of noise throughout. I like to hear a response from the audience. So any sort of, you know, I see mentalists and a lot of people who can tell a good story and engage the audience and bring them in. Even though the audience has been quiet, they're perfectly confident that they're engaging them, and I don't have that confidence. I think I need to hear a constant return.
Yeah.
So that is why I've sort of chosen comedy, I think. And the stuff I do, it's like the hummus, that actually annoyed me in Sainsbury's, and I thought there's got to be a trick with lots of hummus out there. And
You're a
just come
very
up with
good
stuff.
thinker.
So,
It's very good.
yeah, it just comes from inside, Reza. I don't think you could sort of try different things and see what you're most comfortable with.
Yeah, you've got to enjoy one more than the other, and I think I'm a better magician because I've sampled them all. I've learned techniques in manipulation that I can use in close-up, and you know, some of the dove techniques can be used in close-up and everything as well. But what you're saying about mentalism, it's the same with Jamie. So Jamie, my friend, Jamie Raven, we worked in Dubai together. It was one of the first times we met each other, and we were in a big 1,000-seater restaurant. And Jamie was primarily at the time just doing mentalism. So he was going around the tables doing mentalism over there, and I was going around. He was.
Can't imagine that at all.
I bet.
Really I just can't imagine it.
And I was doing the classic close-up with all the gags and everything. And of course, when you do the kind of visual stuff with the gags, you always get a lot of reactions from the table. A lot of people are like, "Wow, whoa, great, fantastic."
Yeah.
But with mentalism, they loved it, but it's more of a stunned effect. It was like,
it's more subdued.
Yeah.
you know, there was no real cues for the laughter. So as far as the management was concerned, Jamie wasn't really doing a good job, and I was. And Jamie kind of thought, I want some more of that. And then Jamie started getting more into the classic type of magic, and then ended up rapping on the mentalism. He still does a lot of mentalism in his act, but there's more humour to it now as well. So yeah, it's you've got to be the right personality, I think, to get away with that. But what about you, Jess?
Both my parents were teachers. My brother is now a teacher, and obviously subsequently so am I. So I've always had quite an affinity with talking and dealing with children. That certainly helps. That's certainly why I'm popular. I have parents tell me that all the time.
But what about magic though?
Well, that's what I mean. But I got into the kids. I got into the kids' magic because I've said this before. Shay, who did my 5th birthday party, was also a teacher, and he basically phoned me up a day 8 years ago saying, I've got a gig and I can't do it, and you're doing it. It's in 3 weeks' time. And he literally gave me his roll-on table, which I still use today, which is my store. It was at my 5th birthday party. I got video of me performing with that same table, and within 3 weeks he gave me a couple £100, and he said, go on Practical Magic, you know, the place to buy at the time, and spend the money and put together a 45-minute show. And I did, and I worked really hard at it, and literally the best pushing into anything I've ever had, because it's literally changed my life. And he's going to the Wessex thing because he's a member of the Wessex thing. So he saw me on the pamphlet and rang me and going, "What's this? You're teaching old dogs new tricks." I see. That was very humbling to think that I've got to where I am because of that.
He's probably going to suggest you. buy yourself a new table by now.
It probably is. That is 30 years old at least. No, what am I talking about? 35 years old at least.
Stan's there. Hello, buddy. He says, "Hi, Doggers. England for the World Cup." Laugh out loud.
Yes, certainly.
Nick says, "What's the name of the 1914 effect, please?"
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. Al Prendo's there. Hello, Al. I hope
Oh,
you're
I
well,
love Al.
mate. He says, "Hi, everyone. We'll pop in soon." Alex's Guess Who is excellent.
Oh yeah, I like that trick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Al. That was up there. One of my favourites. Thank you. Thank you very much, Al.
Charlie
Good
says,
chocolate
"Order
chocolate.
arrived today.
Nice
Thanks,
chocolate
Alex, for letting
chocolate.
me mix." James Howell says, "Jason, have you ever used magic in your classroom while teaching?" Good question.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have. I made George's Marvelous Medicine really appear when the kids wrote the ingredients and put it in a tube, and then I revealed that the actual brown sludgy medicine had appeared, and it lived on our shelf for 6 months after that. It was great. They really liked it.
Are you now the most popular teacher in the school?
I got so many gifts. It was ridiculous.
Is it?
Honestly, it was ludicrous. I love those kids. They're very cool. But yeah, I do maths with sponge balls occasionally if I have to talk about, decimalisation going into one. So you got 2 and then it becomes 1 and that kind of thing. So I occasionally do that. As long as it's relevant, I'm not doing it, to entertain. But if it's going to ingrain the lesson,
If it's going to entertain you, then yeah.
Oh yeah. I did my Rubik's Cube solve the other day behind my back just because I could. I was just writing something on the board and just did that. And one of them went, "What?" And I was like, yeah, bit of fun.
What you should have done is just hid all the skills and just have spooky things.
Well, they all
happen.
know me though. They all know me.
right,
They all.
yeah.
It's taken as long as I've been there for the kids to stop shouting "Jace the Ace" every 5 minutes.
Well, if you will
now-
come
it's
in
now
going,
It's now. Yeah. But yeah.
Right, so Rich Rellis says Master McAleer is a stage name and a real name. There you go. See, it's answered the question. We didn't
there we
know.
go.
Yeah. See, I
yeah,
well,
so surely that means I'm right because this is the release of the product.
You're
so it's
both,
Alexander
you're both
Marsh.
right.
No, I'm not because he's releasing the product, so it's Alexander Marsh, not Alexander McAleer, because that would mess up his desired.
we have a privilege here, and that we know many magicians' real names.
Oh, yeah.
Names that you think may be real names, but they're not their stage names. So we know a few names. We could drop a few names, but
Yes,
we
Pedro.
wouldn't embarrass certain people out there. Craig Petty says Alexander Marsh is the name he uses when releasing a product when he's performing for label. He's Alex McAleer.
There we
Thank
go.
you, Craig,
Well done,
yeah.
Craig. Well done, Craig. for
Oh,
clearing
funny
it
enough,
up.
Alex McAleer's here. He goes, what? And?
So we're just need Alexander
What
Marsh to
Craig
come
Petty
on
says,
and clarify it.
We're just clearing it
and
up,
then
Alex.
we'll be fine.
So sometimes you tagged him in there, so yeah. Come on, McAleer, Marsh, what's going on?
What's happened to Alexander Marsh? Poor Alexander Marsh.
So I thought
Getting
you would have
left
sold
out.
more selling it as Alex McAleer, because all the magicians know you as that and think, oh, it's a great name.
Does it really matter?
As opposed to going, who's this
Does it really
Marsh
matter?
guy? Yeah.
That doesn't.
Could have
Just
been more
buy it.
sales. Just
Buy it,
saying,
it's
could have
good.
been more sales. Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
Anyway, I like it. It's Thigh will be done. It's only $21.99, and it's really good. And you can stick it in your wallet. And
see, if I release a new effect and I release it under Dave Bonsall or I release it under Dave Coventry, which one's going to sell the most?
Dave
Coventry, yeah.
Coventry. Dave Coventry is bloody good though.
Craig says,
I'm going
shut
to
the
release it under Alexander Marsh because I think that's probably a better.
Greg says, shut the FU, Dave. The day Razza interviews me is the day hell freezes over. Love you, Razza, really. You rock, but I think you would see the ultimate rant within 10 minutes of the interview. Starting with me and him.
That would be good.
Now,
It's got to be done, Craig. It's got to be done.
we've just found Craig's forfeit when he
Yeah.
sent somebody 60 grand by accident.
Yeah.
That reaction alone is going to be gold dust to make. That's going to be your highest rated video, I guarantee you. Rob Scott says, hi guys, thanks for the personalised Omni-Deck top tip quality and service.
quality,
Tip-top
please.
quality and service. Thank you for all involved, and the Martin Collins Day
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
Well, much.
You are most welcome, and best of luck for the whole event. It's a very, very sad story about Martin. Yes. Andrew says a bit late on today. Is Mr. Jennings still taking very right? Yeah. So
He's taking it very easy.
yes. So do you want to explain what's happening with this?
Well, I'm not really quite sure what is happening.
No
apart
one
from
knows.
the
I
fact-
think he's still writing the damn book. Yeah. I mean, we were given a date months ago now, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, and
What's
I mean,
going on?
I've got no idea. I don't know whether Richard Kaufman has just got has run out or
Well, no,
what.
he couldn't run out because none of it's. I mean, we've reserved
Well, I
them.
didn't-
So it's
yeah,
not like
so-
they've
yeah,
got some
so-
and they've sold out.
No,
No one's
so-
got them yet.
I've got no idea.
Yeah.
I've got no idea. So we've got a new date of the 30th of this month.
See,
but-
this is why I hate pre-sale. You can't pre-sale something,
Can't
get
sell something
everyone's
you haven't
money, and then tell them it's going to be out next week, and then 3 months later it may be released, it may not. It's like you shouldn't do that.
I know. I feel really bad. I don't understand how you can get the date wrong on a book that in theory
your fault either.
You've got. But the point is, I think if I was going to sell something like we do here, we've got it.
Yeah.
And then we send it.
Right.
And that's it. So if you say, well, I'll send it on the 30th, you'd expect it to arrive.
Well, yeah, I think what they're doing is saying, right, how many should we pay for to get published? Should we take a gamble or not? And just do it. I mean, like these,
it's not
right?
Kickstarter, is it?
So we don't know how many of these we're going to sell, but we ordered a hell of a lot of them because
so you have the stock.
The price break was a lot cheaper. To
yeah.
It's a gamble. We may spend 10 years trying to sell the ones we have. Tough, deal with it, but look after your customers. Don't bloody pre-sale it and then tell them it's going to be out, in a couple of weeks, and then 3 months later. Still waiting for it. It's just ridiculous. Don't pre-sell things. Don't need to.
But it makes anyone feel any better. I'm waiting for it as well.
I'm not.
I don't know what it is.
Colin Underwood, hello buddy. It's been a while. I hope you're well, mate. Always good to have Colin joining us. Colin's an old mate. Speaking of Dubai with Jamie earlier, Colin and I worked out there for several months, didn't we, mate? Rattlesnakes. Colin says, hi guys, South Africa is freezing in lockdown level 4. You should bring a smile to my dial. I was watching the news this morning. It was about South African pilots. They are basically all out of work, but he was sitting in his house with a fire gun behind him with a big, jacket on. I was thinking, why is it? I thought South Africa was really hot. I didn't realise it gets that cold. So another question from Raza. Yay! Raza says, I don't want to wait until everyone's been interviewed for Craig to be interviewed. Something bad might happen before. If someone works for me, then they deserve to be paid with money. Unofficial pay rises of minimum 20% are a great source of sensitive bereavement related pride for me. Thank you for remembering the opening midnight. Jason's enthusiasm was good for my self-esteem. Oh, and I've already commented on Craig's YouTube channel that he can have me interview him in case he goes to people who aren't available. Raza, you just somehow got to persuade Craig to let you interview him.
I think I'd pay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll pay money.
Yeah.
We'll do a Kickstarter to see how much money we can raise just to persuade Craig to do it. What's your price, Craig? Come on, what's your price? What's your price? Bit weird, says Sean Man. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Raza again says Richard John could interview Craig instead. Maybe I could at least sponsor the motivational food, fried chicken, burger, junk food with chocolate and dessert, or veggie friendly plus lacto free alternatives. Raza,
you could do Sam and Becca's wedding menu, so that'd be fine.
David, I don't feel advanced enough to be a Magic Shop person, but in case you ever get desperate for clumsy work experience, boy, after lockdown, then it could be a great honour to have a chance to learn from the honest Magic Shop. Yeah, anytime, Razat, my car needs cleaning, all the jobs that the work experience guys used to go and do. Toilet needs cleaning, can paint the outside, Baby's cage needs cleaning out. Alex, toenails need clipping. Rob James says, we're looking forward to seeing you down here in Dorset for your Much Nuts Lexa, Jace.
Oh, thanks.
Alistair says, looking forward to you coming to the Wessex Magic Circle, Jason.
Yeah,
Amber says, Alex, for Dave's forfeit, liquidise surströmming, then put in a soda stream as he has to drink it.
Oh, that is just still...
Why would that be a forfeit?
Still doesn't sit well with
That's
me,
like a reward, Amber. Come on.
I
was the one who liked the surströmming. I liked it. They didn't like it. I liked it.
Alright, that's the one you're doing then.
But the soda stream would be right off.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Oh,
what about if I snort it? In the soda stream, then snort it. Bubbles and surströmming up the nose. That'd be a good one. Rob Scott says, ooh, imagine the smell of that.
I think Alex and Mila would suffer more than you.
Nigel says, any news on Andy Nyman's 4 scenes? Still waiting for Tannins, Nigel. So as soon as they get back to me, we'll get it in. Chris says, great boomerang car. Would you be releasing this through Murphy's as a download? Yeah, 80 quid, Chris. So it's a 20-second download.
Worth every penny.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen Blair says, sorry I'm late. I guess I didn't beat Finley. You did, Stephen, again. You did. Charlie says that no, Murphy's only stock cheaply made 3D printed gimmicks. Artar, Jason, is the lecture going to be live streamed?
I have no idea. I doubt
Probably
it.
not, no. Amber says, know my real name, Dave? Probably. I've no doubt got it in an email somewhere, Amber. And I think you have posted as your other name as well, but I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. Tony says, hello fellas, hello buddy, I hope you're well. It's been a while, mate. You've got to come in soon.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
And what?
Oh no, I'll tell you afterwards.
Right, we're running out of time, guys, so no more comments, guys. No more comments. We need to catch up on this. So we've got anything else to talk about. Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about some stuff, and we'll crack on with that in a minute. We are running out of time.
Come on
Okay,
now.
so we've got Just the Soul by Adrian Vega, which is his take on the card at any number plot. And it's not very good.
Okay, here we are.
Just his opinion. I don't know what it is, so I can't comment. Yeah.
Well, no,
okay.
the problem is the card at any number. So basically, you have to shift up to 2 cards from the top to the bottom
Okay.
in order to do it, and the reveal is a card that cannot be handled
Okay.
by the spectator, and also that card has to be paper clipped. So why you don't just do a switch using a paper clip, which might be called paper clipped by Jay Sankey, and then they would have a card that they could handle. I don't know.
How much is it?
It is
$34.99.
$34.99.
That really reminded me of our
And so
review.
yeah, so the problem is just again, it's a bit like the ring fight. There are loads of card at any number ideas. This one, although the gimmick's quite clever, it can't be handled.
It's impossible to open.
But I like having someone, like so you've stopped at that card and then you turn over and they match.
Yeah.
It's the point that they've done that bit. Is what makes it so powerful. I think you're better off with a Svengali deck, to be honest.
Cool. Perfect Pen. Is this a new version of Perfect Pen, or is it just
That
re-released?
is John Cornelius' Perfect
Is it, same,
Pen.
it looks the same. Is it the same one? Oh, it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same.
But it's good. You can do it with a. Well, if you paid us more, Dave,
Paper.
we'd have.
Paper.
We'd have
Paper.
it.
What do you want, money?
Oh,
Oh,
now he's-
hello.
Oh, this is it. Now
Now
he's
she's
got,
just come from a gig.
now he's got a proper job.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Whew, there we go.
Oh, that is good, that.
And the best thing
great.
about the Perfect Pen is it's 100% examinable.
Yeah, he's already
Yeah,
examined it.
yeah, I
He's
did.
examined
I
it
looked
earlier.
earlier.
Oh,
It's
Give me, yeah,
really
halfway's
good.
done. There we go.
So that, so this is the thing. $34.99.
Money?
$34.99.
I know you're trying to recoup your losses to Richard.
So that's your choice, isn't it? So
That
it's
was a
$34.99,
tell.
$34.99. So that's what makes this so bad.
The
It's just,
Perfect Pen is the best pen through anything out there. It is the best one because once you put the lid back on, that's it. It's 100%.
I don't quite know how
99.9% examinable.
I don't know, that was really, really good. I've never seen that before. Perform like that. That was great.
Okay.
It's not something I'd ever
You know how
do,
the game
but-
works, do you?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Alex
once you
said
do
it.
that, yeah.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
come
great.
back.
It's really good.
Yeah, hold it like that. Come through, and difficult through that.
That is
Pull through.
bloody good, that,
But
isn't
once
it?
you come back, put the lid on.
How much is that?
That's it. Now it's examinable.
$34.99.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nothing to go.
can't really argue with that.
Lovely stuff.
Right, have we got
Next.
time? We've got time to do that. So, right. Okay. So CVF. This is the coin that finds your card. It vanishes from the mat.
I haven't seen any of this stuff. Oh, it's vanishing ink.
Yeah, yeah. You need a magnetic coin to go with it. Won't work with an ordinary coin. There is a bit of noise. It's not too bad. I think some people have complained that it's too noisy, but blow on it, you can cover up the noise. The real problem is you can't really examine the deck, and it's one of those tricks. I think even more than an invisible deck or anything like that, that people are going to want to see the deck because the coin has appeared inside that deck without there being a gap or anything else.
Right.
So physically, they're going to want to see it because physically something has gone on
Happened.
there.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do a deck switch. Either there is a point you could switch in before you do the trick really easily. In fact, during the trick, there's a possibility to turn your back whilst they're signing the card. You can easily switch the deck then. So if you've gone from a deck being in play, switching it out,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, you're gonna have, if you're gonna want them to examine it afterwards, you're gonna have to come up with a deck switch in some way. I think, it's my personal opinion. I haven't been working it, so I don't know. But it does work very well. I think there was something about repairing the gimmick might be tricky. It is a bit of arts and crafts. It is just a bit of tape. You will need probably that gimmick is not going to last forever. So you are going to be repairing it at some point. So again, if it's not really arts and crafts, but I do know some people who come in the shop who aren't happy touching any gimmick whatsoever. So
Who's not taking the phone off the hook?
who could that be?
Me, lad.
And who's ringing after
Oh.
5:30 anyway?
All right. I presume it's a bit of an issue if you are using a Ferris coin, or is that part of it? I don't.
No, it's got to be a magnetic coin. It's not a coin that is attracted
whoa,
to magnet.
I
It's got
see,
to be a
right,
magnetic
okay.
coin, which is a shame because they did try it with the 10p and they tried it with coins, but no. So you actually need to have a magnetic coin. So you can't borrow a coin either, which is a bit of a drawback. It does work, but
Jason was working and that phone would never go off.
no, I know. It does work. It does work. I wouldn't carry it. It's certainly. I mean, I don't think any worker's going to do it because you've got to carry around a whole special deck just for a very quick trick. Possibly, and then again, I think if you're a hobbyist, you've got the grabbiest people possible. Aren't you? You're doing it with your mates down the pub or your family who are going to want to see it. So I think you might run into trouble there. But the disappearance of the coin from the mat when you slam the deck on top and it vanishes is really nice. It's got a really nice visual to it.
Nice, right.
$30.99.
Maybe Zoom if that's still a thing.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yep.
Raza says, David, Alex and Jason, what's the origin behind the PropDog's honesty of including bad reviews if possible, please? I think that Craig said in his interview that of you that you're the only magic dealer to give honest bad reviews. How did you have the idea of leading the way? It wasn't an idea, it wasn't anything about giving honest bad reviews, it's just about being honest, Raza.
Dave buys everything in advance.
Yeah, I mean, I've been stung so many times as a magician buying stuff, and I got fed up to the back teeth with it. So when I owned a magic shop, I was like, well, I know how those customers feel when someone gives a really good review, or someone gives a review who isn't a worker and never works in his life and probably has never done a gig, and they go and review products and they give it a good review because they're getting free stuff, and then you go and get it thinking, well, that's crap. How in the hell can he give that a good review? But he's getting free magic, of course he is. But yeah, it's just about looking after your customers. You know, I'm a believer in good old-fashioned customer service. You know, once upon a time, you wouldn't go to a big supermarket. You'd go to your local butcher and your baker and your candlestick maker, and they'd know your name and you'd know them, and you'd have a chat, and they'd give you a little bit of free something every now and again, or help you out or whatever. And that was what service was all about. And it's been lost now with everything being so impersonal. So we would just want to bring a personal touch back to things and look after our customers, because you're a very, very small customer base out there. We're not selling to 44 million potential people in the UK. We're selling to a few thousand people, and if you look after your customers, they'll come back to you. And if you piss them off and lie to them, they'll never trust you, and that's it. You know, we can't afford to do that. So we want to be as honest as we can. And my opinion is my opinion. I may give something a really bad review because I think it's crap. But you might find somebody else who says, do you know what, actually, I could use that. Sometimes I don't know everything there is to know about a gimmick, and I give it a bad review, and I realise later on that it was better than I thought. So yeah, it's just my opinion, guys, and that's all it is. And I'm just being honest. I'm not setting out to do bad reviews or good reviews. If something is bad, we'll get it in because we don't know if it's good or bad, and if it's bad, we'll tell you it's bad. If it's good, we'll tell you it's good. Simple as that. Yeah. So that fly, we didn't know how good or bad fly was going to be, but we got it in anyway. I'm not overwhelmed with it, but you know, we'll probably won't stock any more of them, but it's just being honest. Alistair says sorry, no, Alistair. Raza says, David, as a follow-up to Craig Petty interview idea, I'll be honoured to have some kind of practice and a warm-up boy of some sort. I could make chocolate cake with ganache as a motivational food. Seriously though, 160 is an idea, is serious. More could be arranged at a later time. Could be a solid investment for me, I feel, Raza.
Interview Alex.
If you're asking me to do the interview, Raza, I just don't have time, mate. I've got so much stuff on my plate. I really, really don't. And yeah, there are better people to interview Craig than me. Stefan says, didn't that Jennings Take It Easy book fall off a ship or something? No idea where I read that.
Well, there were rumours like that. I don't know if that. I mean, it sounds like it's sort of. That's like a Dominic Cummings kind of excuse of
they're all at Barnard Castle.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine there are that many ships sinking these days. But you know, anyway.
Craig says, yeah, Raza's commented. Raza has commented about an interview with me on the channel. I think 125 times in 2 weeks or thereabouts. Raza, you're very keen, mate. Just take it a bit easier.
Well, see, the way out of that, Craig, is to do the interview, and then he wouldn't be asking any more.
Good point.
Stop stoking the fire.
David Welch says, forfeit, shave off half your beard moustache for a week, left or right, your choice.
Oh, that I'd like to see.
Right.
That I'd like to see.
I'll do it now if you want.
Oh, no, it's too easy.
Raza says,
please.
Raza, no more comments for a while, mate. We need to
for a while.
So, yeah. David, Alex, and Jason. I'm not sure. Do you know, Raza? I mean, what Craig says. You've probably written more words on our lives in the last few weeks than every other customer put together since we started doing the lives. David, Alex, Jason. I'm not sure if you were serious or sarcastic, but if you want, yeah,
That'd be clear, boy. Raza, come.
Yeah, we'll pass on that one, Raza. Yeah. I can't be bribed, Razza. Craig says, Razza, I don't want to be interviewed. I produce 26 videos a week and talk about my life and experiences in every video. An interview with me would last 5 minutes before we are retreated to old ground. There are many others that would be better than me to be interviewed. I'm just a magician who does YouTube videos and gets very angry. There you go. Craig said it all. Razza, no, stop asking. Craig doesn't want to be interviewed. Yeah, end of story. Lou says, does your cap stay on the end of perfect pen? Mine just falls off. It isn't pressure fit. I'm curious to know if it's the same. Have a look. Alex. Dalian says, the circular bit at the end of the cap on mine is wonky. Is yours?
It's not the tightest fit, is it?
It's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, there isn't any kind of pressure fit on it. What I would suggest is get the pen and just bend it very slightly so it becomes very slightly oval shaped. That way it'll have a nice tight fit on it when you push it in. Don't push it too much, obviously, but just a nice little bit of pressure on that. Tiny bit of an oval shape, and then you'll kind of...
I mean, I think that pen might have picked up, might have come with one of them had a dent in it, I saw. It's not that one.
Yeah,
so some of them are a bit...
tiny bend.
Yeah.
How did the name PropDog come about, says Liang's Lee. So basically, I was trying to think of a name to call the company, so I wrote down about 1,000 names, loads and loads of names of all different things, prop world, universal props. I wanted the word props in it because I wasn't sure if I was ever going to sort of expand into to movie props and theatre props, because we're in this kind of area where there's a lot of TV studios around, so I wanted the word props in it, and because we built props, that's our main thing. So yeah, once I got all those names, I then found out which ones are still available as a company name and as a website name, website domain. That narrowed it down to about 30 names. And then I phoned up loads and loads of friends of mine. I said, look, really weird thing here, but I'm just going to read out a load of names and hang up. Okay, just deal with it. Just accept it. Okay. Read out all the names to them. And then about a month later, I phoned them all up again and said, do you remember that weird phone call a month ago? Yeah. Do you remember any of those names? And a few of them said, yeah, this, and this. But every single person remembered the name PropDog. It was a memorable name, like Amazon is memorable, Google is memorable, and PropDog was memorable. So that's how it all came about. Yeah, simple as that. Russ says, just got this reply from Mr. Kaufman. Not a clue. They are stuck at the port of Los Angeles for some reason. They have to go from there to Murphy's and then to your dealer. I'd say it'd be about a month.
Yeah, see, I think
that's
that's a load of
crap.
rubbish.
That is absolute
That is a complete lie, Richard.
We have had stuff stuck in customs and imports for God knows how many times, and it never takes that long. A few days max.
Also,
doesn't take 3 months.
They are stuck at the port of Los Angeles for some reason.
Yeah,
you'd be informed as to exactly why they were stuck.
They would have been printed in the States. You're not going to print them because the books are heavy. All right. If you were to get that printed somewhere like China, the amount of cost and shipment bringing it over.
He got them printed in China. He does claim he's got them printed in China.
Did he? That's a ridiculous thing to do. The amount of money you're paying shipment coming through. Well, anyway. All right, so laser cutter. We've got a laser cutter downstairs as big as this table. Big, huge thing. Takes a forklift to lift it on and off. We got that imported from China, and it went through customs. It was stuck in customs for about 3 days, and we got it no problem at all. For something to be stuck in customs for that long, nah, that's crap. There's something else going on there. Keith Wilson says, I agree, you can get a great A-cam with a Sven deck. Ottar says, Jason, what's your opinion on making balloons burst during a kids show? Is it too scary for kids?
No, I do it. Unless the parents explicitly ask me not to, because they've got a real phobia about it. But I do it, and I use the modelling balloons, so you'll find that if you don't blow them up full, I leave mine with tails. They don't pop as loud.
Yeah.
Right. Any more things to talk about?
Oh well, we're running out of time, so I just want to mention Michael Rubenstein's Migrate, which is a brilliant coin routine. It's a coins across routine. That he's obviously been working, and there's a lot of horrible puns in it. There's a great story about bears migrating, and they migrate from your left hand to your right hand. You get a lovely little leather purse. Michael Rubenstein is a brilliant coin worker, and this is a superb routine with some really nice coins that
Lovely tissue,
but they've all got bears on. So they are apparently a remake of the traditional American half dollar that did have bears on. So I don't know if you can see that.
Very cool.
His teaching.
Today's the day.
Yep. Yeah. So you can mention picnics. He mentions being grizzly. He even mentions an Uber as they go from one to another.
Get an Uber.
They get an
Very
Uber.
good, yeah.
So yeah,
Yogi.
really, really like it. If I was gonna, if I ever go back to doing the coins across.
How much?
Wow, there you go. 48.99.
I learnt that in Paddington.
A little expensive, but nice purse with it, nice coins.
Nice purse, good teaching.
Nice little investment.
It's a really good routine.
What's in the box? What's in the box, Alex?
What box?
What's in the box? Well, the top.
7.
Oh, this is watch this.
Oh, the card thingy. Are we going to dem that?
The card to watch thing. Not now.
Let's do it next week.
He showed me
we're running
earlier.
out of
It's
time
good.
now,
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's perfect for
social media.
Yeah.
social
Yeah,
media. Watch this.
It's not a walk
Look
around
at the
effect,
trailer.
but clever.
Watch this. It's really
It's a very, very big tin for just a small little thing.
I might do
inside.
that. I might do that in a kids show if I was had the angles right on stage. It's quite nice.
Very narrow angles, mate.
Yeah, it's narrow
Yeah,
angles.
like right in front of
Yeah, I suppose.
Social media, perfect. Yeah, really good.
Perfect
I see
for
lots
social
of
media.
people
Oh, it
doing
looks
that
so
on
good, yeah.
TikTok and Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does look very good.
Ripped Travel's probably really good for social media as well, but we'll talk about that another time. But those two, if you're doing your social media, you need a few minutes. Watch this and Ripped Travel. That's got arts and crafts. So.
Chris Gillender says Steve Faulkner talked about the container ship falling into the China Sea.
I think that's another. I really think.
Well,
that's,
if it fell into the sea, it wouldn't be stuck in customs in LA.
well, no, it's a different. That was why it was delayed the first time round.
Oh right, okay.
I'm just sorry. It's not
And
that
then
hard.
and then there was those
to get.
aliens that come down and they zap the ship and it disappears
He's
and
literally
come back like a week later. Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
reinventing the wheel. Books have travelled around the world from quite safely in ships.
Did it come via Bermuda? That might have also been
Oh,
an
yeah.
issue.
Dalian says position impossible, best I can for me. Can for me.
Can,
And Walter says I hope you all have a great weekend, week. Again, great to see you, Jason. Thanks for a
mate.
great Friday.
You too.
We are going to call it a day there. We are running really late today, so we still have to deal with these customers that came in some time ago, just sitting there waiting. It's like
Sorry.
that's cool.
I need a wee.
So
Raz's
we'll
fault.
do a giveaway. Yeah, it's your fault, Raza. Sorry, mate. We'll do a giveaway next week. So thanks for all joining us. Thanks for joining us as well, Jason.
You're
It was
welcome.
great to
Thanks
see
for
you,
having
mate.
me.
And,
Jason.
we will see you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Bye.